Assuming this works. Are we back? Are we good? That's the question. Wait, did it just really glitch itself out? Literally, I started the game, and I was like, okay, cool. No, I don't want to quit the game. I think everything just broke when I just tried to hit... Hold on. 428 Shibuya Scramble. Hey, Queen Cheese, how's it going? And I'll post the stream here in a moment. Sorry, there was a few things. That wasn't what I was looking for. This one. There you go. I know you guys can't see the stream yet, but give me a moment. Nope, that's me. Share. Hey, Travis, how's it going? Going to jump into the Discords. Sorry, there's something I had to do and such. Okay. Let's see what is going on with this game. Hello there, Caitlin. Jimsy. Settings. Controller, PS4. Okay. I thought I got this set up already, but apparently not. Apply changes. Restart the game. Cool. We'll do that. Because apparently you guys also can't see the game. What up, Justin? Let's give this a try again. Maybe. Alright, well, it's almost back. It worked for a split second. There. Now we good. Cool. Hello, Mrs. Bean. Hello, Cassie. Let's get this plugged in. This thing's easy. Makes things easy. Nope. Okay, new game it is. Select bookmark to save to. It's not really detecting my controller. Hold on. Is it not? You got food poisoning. That's not good. This is by Saw Kitty. So you here? Well, this is welcome to 428 Shibuya Scramble. This is a mystery game with real action stuff. I'm not sure how I missed, but apparently it's only 2 minutes. It's all good. Well, we're just gonna jump into it there. So, and I hope you feel better, Mrs. Vian. You want the guide to gameplay to be displayed? We're going yes, because I have no idea what to do. What up, Teddy? Endings and bad endings. The story is work of fiction. Names, characters, places, incidents either are products of the author's imagination or are used fictitiously. Any resemblance to actual persons, living or dead, events or locales is entirely coincidental. No new commands. Nope. This game is loud, I'm realizing. Hold on. How loud is this game? According to my thing, ridiculously. What up, Core? Yep. But still a good game, I've heard, so. Yeah, absolutely, Siren. Absolutely. Shibuya looks great. This is Japan, guys. So you can know where you can. Oh, I'm sorry, Mrs. V. Was this? Welcome to this. Is that a football pitch on the roof? Probably. Listen, Japan has some crazy stuff, let's be honest. Probably. A little bit like AI, kind of. What a Gustavo. Pretty awesome song. It's pretty bopping. Is the game too loud for you guys, or Just want to be sure, because it was blaring in my eardrums. Danganronpa coming to the channel? Happy New Year, Gustavo. No idea. Because some of my friends are playing it. That's a blimp. No worries, Queen. How's it going, though? It's a blimp! A little bit, but you can manage. We interrupt this program for breaking news regarding the Shinjuku hostage situation. A middle-aged man in a ski mask took several employees hostage in an office in Shinjuku before barricading himself inside. That's a lot of buttons. Now that 3 hours have passed, the man... That guy was in ropes. Employees believe the suspect to be a man named Kitajima. The suspect has prior dealings with another company in the building. He has a sack over his head, I think. He's also bloody. Authorities believe this to be a motivation for... Dude's tied up and has a sack on his head. What the hell is going on here? That's a girl. The world doesn't change so easily, always a mystery. Did that guy just die? I think there was an explosion. Well then. Shibuya's story is yours to tell. I have no idea. Shall call him Sackman. What up, Codies? So we got 5 characters. As you play through the game, the various mechanics will be explained. In 428, you follow the stories of multiple protagonists at once. Your decisions impact their experiences as you read the story. What does the day hold in store? Their fate is in your hands. Hopefully you can see them all through to the end. To start, you have 2 characters, Shinya Kano and Aichi Endo. Let's begin by checking out Kano's story. This is Kano. He looks like a businessman. I don't remember what everyone is, but it'll be Aichi. How long is it intended for? 2 to 3 hours, probably. Hopefully on the 3 hours. It just depends on a few things. Just 2 more minutes to go. That's a really fancy looking watch. Shinya Kano noted the time again on his watch, scowling at the slow creep of the second hand. The time was 9:45. Wow, 9:58 a.m. Furrows of concentration creased his forehead. Does this work now? You cannot open the time chart here. Press that while reading to activate autoplay function. Press that or that to adjust the speed of autoplay. During autoplay, press A to pause and then A again to resume. To cancel autoplay, press B if you come across a decision point. The autoplay will stop, a keep out or bad end will cancel it. He wasn't nervous, but he knew better than to expect everything to go smoothly. Keeping a level head was proving rather difficult. There was no room for failure. Lives were on the line here. See the V art? I saw the Bravian moment. I think so. He hid his surroundings. There's a lot of people there. Look at that guy's hair. Was the perp really going to show up? Might be. When? Where would he be coming from? How would he make his approach? Look at that singer. Yo, that singer's hot. The Shibuya Scramble was as packed as ever. A throng of people. A throng? Of people crossing this way and that, blissfully unaware of the dozens of detectives hidden in its mist. Detectives everywhere! Alright, another minute and a half. Kano glanced down at his watch yet again. A mere 30 seconds had passed. Detective Kano had been with the enforcement arm of Shibuya's criminal affairs section for a year now, but he'd never been part of an operation this big before. He eyed the young woman standing beside the statue up ahead. She was small enough to get lost in the crowd, and she carried a nondescript attached case. Okay. Detective Sheeple's on the case! Ah, look it. Hi. Hitomi Osawa, age 19. Potentially single. The attaché case in her hands contained a full of 50 million yen in cash. Real quick, hold on. We gotta just yen to USD. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is 45. Oh god, things are happening. It was almost time, but nothing. Is there a... Kano was standing fixedly at the second hand of his watch when a homeless man sitting on the sidewalk murmured just loud enough for him to hear. Come on, Kano, quit looking at your watch so much. Is there a log? No, just brightness. Come on, is there a... Show summary? Show summary? Scroll through text log, select answer. Press to go back to the section I already read. Play through to scroll ahead through text you've already read. Press down. It's like this. Sometimes it's behind the upper left corner. Press A while this is being displayed to reread the current page. Sorry. Yesterday, her twin sister Maria had been kidnapped. This was the ransom payment. The culprit had called to tell me last night at home, referring to her by name and telling her to wait by the statue of Hachiko in Shibuya. It was almost time, but nothing. Kano was staring fixedly at the second hand of his watch when a homeless man sitting on the sidewalk murmured just loud enough for him to hear. Come on, Kano, quit looking at your watch so much. What if the kidnapper sees you? What? Kano tried to look nonchalant as he lifted his eyes, but the scruffy character continued. You're too nervous. Just relax already. You're the one acting suspicious, Sasayama. Kano frowned. Why would some homeless guy be talking to me? Yuji Sasayama was the senior officer of the Shibuya Precinct's Criminal Affairs Division, 5 years older than Kano. Some words and phrases in text are pure blue. These are called tips. Press X to underline tip, press A. This will let you read some extra info relating to that word or phrase. There are tips containing general knowledge and ones that are 428 specific. They're marked with magnifying glass and 428 respectively. 428 Shibuya Precinct. Official name Shibuya Central Precinct. Responsible for the safety of approximately 200,000 people in 32 neighborhoods, including Uehara, Ugu Ishidancho. Fuck, we're gonna have to talk to... Yeah, so it's, by the way, it's about $50,000 USD is what she's holding. By the way, let's try to pronounce things. Are you guys ready for this? We'll top the results. Oh my gosh. Well, so this is going to be kind of like it's a visual novel that's more movie based, and we have still a lot of decisions that have to be made, and there's a lot of bad endings. But this game I've heard is probably one of the best visual novels from Japan that Spike Chunsoft has released before, like Danganronpa and such. So let's try to pronounce things. Uehara, Ugusudanshio, Udagawaucho, Ibisu, Ibisu Nishi, Ibisu Minami, Oyamacho, Kamiyamacho, Sakuragaokacho, Sasasuka, Sarugakucho, Shibuya, Shoto, Jingume, Shinsencho, Jinan, Sendagaya, Daikanem. Fucking hell. Daikon Yamacho, Doginzaka, or Dog in Zaka. I don't know if there's a dog that's in there. Tomagaya, Nanpi Daicho, Nishihara, Hatagaya, Hachiyamacho, Hatsudai, Higashi, Hiru, Honmachi, Maruyamacho, Motoyoshio. What the hell? Motoyoyogicho, Yoyogi, not to be confused with Yo Yogi, what up, bro? And Yoyogi Kamizonocho. Oh my gosh. He always went a level overboard with the disguises. He claimed it was all part of the job, but word around the station was that he just liked playing dress up. He's a cosplayer. Hey pal, spare some change. Sasaya lurched to his feet and shuffled in close to Kano. Travis donating $2, bless you. Sorry, those were all cities. Yeah, they're all precincts. You see Hinata, I'm gonna cry. It'll be fine, it'll be fine. Also, what up, Justin? How's it going? Hey, knock that off! Fittingly for the part, Sasayama reeked pretty badly. Well, ain't so suspicious now, huh? He clung to Kano with mock camaraderie, despite the younger man's attempts to pull away. Come on, Sasayama, cut it out! Sasayama blithe confidence rattled Kano's nerves. Of course, there was a good reason for that confidence. This was Kano and Sasayama's jurisdiction, but they were positioned a good distance from where the handoff was to take place, and the jurisdiction is a particular region over which an organization or a member thereof has control or authority. Refers here to the areas under the jurisdiction of various police precincts. The Metropolitan Police Department, at the pinnacle of Tokyo's police hierarchy, has vastly more authority than local precincts, but since many officers wind up needing to work with both, the outright rivalry between the two isn't as notable as TV dramas may make it seem. Cool. The statue of Haichiko was surrounded by elite investigators from one of HQ's special investigation teams. Sometimes two or more tips appear on a single stream. Press X repeatedly to change the words underlined. Okay, cool. Oh my gosh, there's so much things. The statue of Haichiko. Oh, it's the dog! It's the dog in, when we played AI, there was like the guardian dog. Bronze statue of a dog erected in 1934, the dog was famous for loyally waiting for his absent master. Well known as a meetup spot outside of Shibuya Station, other popular meetup spots at the station are the display car for the original Toku 5000 series, commonly known as Green Frog, and the Moyai statue by the west entrance. That's pretty cool. So that's, I don't know, I think I've heard about a story where it's just a dog who was like, actually, have you guys seen Futurama, where it's, I think it's Fry's dog that just waits endlessly for Fry to show up, but he's in cryostasis, I believe, at the time? Does anyone remember that episode? That's what I think that might be based off of, is the statue of Hachiko. That's pretty cool, though. The Moyai statue is just a face in the ground, and the Green Frog is a subway thing. Is that a subway? No, that's one of those train cars. Interesting. HQ. Here refers to the Metropolitan Police Department, the Tokyo Police Section responsible for managing 101 precincts within the city. Japan's largest police organization. In addition to policing Tokyo, it has various other duties and authorities for maintaining public order in the capital. Heard of it, but has not watched it. Gotcha. Kano and his partner were just there to provide backup if the kidnapper attempted to flee. Look, just try to relax. We'll be fine. Sasayama gave him a wink. A moment later, the radio squawked in Kano's ear. Oh, gosh. Food's downstairs. And stories like that forever. Yeah. Series in P5. Yeah, I figured as much. What's in Kano's ear? All right, everyone, it's time. Keep your eyes open. Oh, sorry. The voice coming in through the earpiece was Koji Kuze, HQ's operations director, the individual responsible for directing the investigation in the event of a serious crime. If a task force is set up, the operations director is the one who assumes command. TV dramas and other fictional accounts often feature some young prodigy from the MPD as operations director, but in reality, the position usually goes to a proven veteran, or in this case, a really old man, so we're going to give him an old man voice. Is he, the food is downstairs? The food is downstairs! Go eat. Did you guys actually hear that? I'm actually really surprised you guys heard that, because I was all the way downstairs. Something tells me soundproofing this room might be a good idea. Or, in other words... I keep missing. Hold on. There we go. What? You told us? Oh, never mind. I don't remember things. Do yourself soundproofing? Yeah. Until last year, he'd been the Shibuya Precinct's head detective and Kano's supervisor. We don't know when the perp is going to make contact. Just don't let your guard down. Kuzu's low, gravelly voice echoed in Kano's ear. Just thought he said it out loud. Yeah, exactly. Catonic. You don't sound too worried, Kuze. Kano winced at Sasayama's words. How could the man be so nonchalant? The appointed time had come and gone. Something should be happening. Whap! Kano smacked himself in the thigh to release a low tension. The sound was louder than he intended. Though the suit had hit his muscular physique, it did little to dampen the noise. So Mr. Glasses dude, Kano, is like ripped to fuck. Let's go. You need to stay focused. He might be called to action at any moment. The department handled abduction cases according to a certain standard investigation procedure. Was it an attempt to extort money, or was the motive something personal? The answer to that question determined how they deal with the criminal. And based on the investigation team's initial findings this time around, they probably weren't dealing with a professional kidnapper. Still, in all likelihood, it was someone with quite a long rap sheet. Probably someone who knew the family, but so far they had few leads on who might bear such a grudge. With the situation so unclear, the plan was to apprehend whoever came to make the handoff on site. If the culprit ran with the money, there'd be no guarantee of the hostage's well-being. Humph, still nothing. Sasayama murdered. There he is! Who's here? Old man face! Kuzu broke it. The guy next to him is in disguise, by the way. Kuzu broke in, his voice spiking into an excited chirp. Subject is a young man in his early 20s, but an excited chirp is Kuzu's particular vocal quirk. Whenever he gets overly flustered, excited, or panicked, he slips into a childish register, prone to babbling and pitching his voice. It's really weird. Wearing a bandana and an orange hoodie, I can't speak. Kuze, normally calm and stoic, was now squawking like an excited child. So sorry, let me repeat that. Subject is a young male in his 20s, wearing a bandana and an orange hoodie. It only happened when he got particularly worked up. Kano and Sasayama steeled themselves. So that guy. They could see the subject now. A 20-something male nonchalantly approaching Hitomi to talk to her. Alright, people, be ready to grab this guy. Kuze was stationed in... Alright, people, be ready to grab this guy. Kuze was stationed in the mobile command center, not far from the intersection, keeping tabs on the situation via video surveillance from the camera team. The young man started speaking enthusiastically to Hitomi. Dude, this girl is like, looks like she's seen some stuff. She's just like, hey, guys, you need to, you see this? And she's just like, meanwhile, other guy, hey, right here, right, do you see this? Do you see this? And she's just like, no, seriously, there's really cool stuff in here. Free money. Like, that's all that's happening here. The detectives watched uncertain. Was this really the kidnapper? Ooh, we got choices. You'll encounter selections like these during the story. These choices will change the lives of other people in addition to changing your own fate. Use up and down. Make a choice and press A. The current choice will not impact you or any of the other protagonists. So we get to choose. So this is the main point of the game, is that we have to choose essentially what happens to each character to get the best ending. You try and take a crap and talk to yourself, pretty much. Imagine if he's skipping out on the tacos. What? Skipping out on tacos? Looks nothing like the character from... Oh my gosh. Alright, so that's got to be him. Kano took a step forward, then hesitated. The situation still wasn't entirely clear. He needed to get a better look at things. So this one's not going to affect anything. So... You know, I'd think the situation's not clear. The situation still wasn't entirely clear. He needed to get a better look at things. The newcomer held a bundle of letter-sized paper, which he showed to Hitomi as he went on talking. He tried to hand her one of the papers, but she pointedly ignored him. Undeterred, the man kept trying to foist it off on her. Hitomi refused to respond, becoming as motionless as a statue of Hachiko behind her, until finally the man gave up and walked away. Yep, that guy was not who we're looking for. He's not the kidnapper. Yes, it wasn't him. Kano felt the tension of the moment linger in his spine. Yeah, I must have been hitting on her, Sasayama muttered. By the way, hitting on her, if you guys don't know what that is, I'm sorry. Succeeding at meeting someone on the fly like this takes a special knack. Looks also important. Sometimes, of course, the person trying to get your attention out of nowhere is just trying to make a sales pitch for a product or a nearby establishment. At first glance, it is always easy to tell the difference. Hey, Lily, how's it going? So, chat, what was it? Was she being hit on, or was that guy a salesperson? You decide. I mean, she is pretty cute and all. You had a point. Though, of course. Something inside Sasayama's voice made Kano brace himself. She's got nothing on my Michan. Michan was Sasayama's wife. They'd gotten married just last month. That face! Oh! Let me tell you, Kano, married life is the best. You gotta hurry up and give it a try for yourself. This was Sasayama's favorite topic lately, and Kano was getting more and more fed up with it. Dude, how did homeless guy get married while Mr. Muscles dude here isn't? Sasayama, come on, just knock it off, okay? The phrase has become a common refrain of his since the departure partnered them. Fine. Let's talk about your girlfriend then. Huh? Now, you can't be serious. Sasayama leaned in close again. What's she like? We're not having this conversation, Kano muttered, looking away. Aw, come on. What do you guys do in your free time? Shut up, Sasayama. I know, right? Sasayama set his hand on Kano's chest, still playing the homeless troublemaker. Show me your phone. Let me see your lock screen. Anyway, where were we again? Oh, right, lock screens. Huh? Sasayama pod for the phone. Also, yeah, this music is great. You gotta pick on your girl on your lock screen, yeah? I do not. See, I know. Listen, I've never dated anybody. But even I know that you have a pic of your girlfriend on your lock screen. See, the pic on my phone is freaking Dwyer from Fire Emblem Fates. So, that's my lock screen. I will not hide it. And then the other screen is the wolf girl from Fates. I forgot her name. It's not Silky. Veronica or something like that. Don't pretend you didn't just leave. True. Lock screen reveal. What? Your waifu is greater than your girlfriend? I mean, Dwyer's just awesome. Let's be honest here. But he did. It was scary how on the mark Sasayama's instincts were. Hey, cut it out. We're in the middle of an investigation. I'm investigating, Sasayama chuckled as he plucked the phone from Kano's pocket. His face crunched up with astonishment as he looked at the lock screen. Saying nothing about lock screen wallpaper. Siren, we all know it's the photographer. Don't lie. Nice queen cheese. Nice. There's a Crobe. Nice. Nice. Let's be honest though, Sheeple should be somebody's lock screen. Someone. Phones, I know. The old screen, the flip phones, that's pretty cool. But look at that face. Ooh, icy people. The heck is this? It's not. Ain't that Masami Nagahama? A national star tends to play the heroine or national morning soap operas or in national historical dramas. Her songs have been a series of national hits, and she's even started to host the year-end national singing competition program. Everything about her is national. Is your laptop lock screen? There you go, Teddy. There you go. Lock screen one day. Gosh. So he put his waifu on his lock screen. He put his waifu on a lock screen. Not even his girlfriend, his waifu. Kind of realized he had to bite the bullet. Oh, she has a pretty smile, though. No, that's... His girlfriend's a national star, huh? No, that's my girlfriend. Her name's Rumi and she's... Sasayama cut him off. You're telling me this ain't Masami Nagahama, the famous actress? Because this right here is Masami Nagahama. Like I said, you sly old dog, trying to make like you're dating Masami Nagahama. I'm not. I mean, I guess Rumi does kind of look like her. Sasayama let out a huff. For real? You really think I'm gonna fall for that? There's nothing to fall for, I swear. Sasayama scowled, unconvinced. Alright, then why don't you marry her? Kano stammered, but he had no answer. The truth was, he would have happily married her already, but there were obstacles that needed to be overcome. By the way, can we just point out that these are two detectives, the homeless guy is also a detective, keep that in mind, that are supposed to be watching the girl who's about to be kidnapped, who's holding 50,000 USD or 5 million yen, and they're just like, ooh, pretty girls on a phone! Yeah! Yeah! Like, come on now, guys. Okay, playtime's over. Let's focus on the job. Sasayama handed back Kano's phone and turned his gaze back to Hitomi. Kano let out a quick, uneasy sigh, but his shoulders did feel looser. Maybe Sasayama had been trying to relieve a bit of tension. Maybe he should be grateful. All of a sudden, she's gone. It's just like, shoot, we just missed the kidnapper. By now, several minutes have passed since the guy with the papers had gone away. Oh no, she's still there. He peered at Hitomi. The strain on her face was visible. In addition to the weight of the attaché case itself, the 10,000 yen bills it had held weighed close to 6 kilos. Damn, she's swole. Her slender arms must have been getting tired. Still, she refused to set the case down. She wasn't taking any chances with her sister's life. The kidnapping case had begun the day before, at around 7 p.m.
This is the MPD dispatch. The Shibuya Precinct is reporting a missing person believed to be an abduction. If you don't know what an abduction is, in Japanese law, the act of indirectly luring or deceiving someone into the control of a third party is known as kidnapping. Using forcible threats or violence to achieve the same result is known as abduction. Now, subject is Maria Osawa, a 19-year-old student at Midoriyama Academy, as seen at the LL Dino Middle Campus. Now, please don't remember Midori from My Hero Academia. Wrong person. Man was allegedly seen forcing into a car to nearby. All officers in the vicinity, please report to the scene at once.
Kano and Sasayama have been working a burglary Jingume's 5th district when they got the call. LL Diner. Is that a maid cafe? The two arrived at the Yellow Diner at 7:15 p.m. At roughly the same time, several other officers showed up to secure the area, blocking off entry to nearby roadways and monitoring the surrounding establishments. Inside the restaurant, Kano and Sasayama were met by the girl who'd reported the kidnapping. So, Kano, Mr. Clean, meanwhile Sasayama, Mr. Scruffy. It was the victim's twin sister, Hitomi. Can you tell us about when Maria was taken, starting from the very beginning? Kano said, keeping his voice low.
Hi, my sister and we were supposed to go to a party together today.
I can't speak female voices, but sorry. Hitomi was trembling, her voice hoarse.
But I messed up the time. I showed up right at 7, an hour later than I was supposed to.
So Maria had gone alone to the party, a mixer for locals and exchange students. Hitomi, arriving late, had showed up just in time to glance out through the restaurant window and see her sister getting shoved into a car. She described the vehicle as a blue station wagon of Japanese make.
Why would somebody think happen like this happened to her?
Hitomi held back her tears, but she was shaking all over. Did you get a look at the kidnapper? All of a sudden, Kano has a female voice.
Did you get a look at the kidnapper? Yes, it was a man, middle-aged.
There was another eyewitness, Leland Palmer, who does not look Japanese. He looks American. Is Leland Japanese name? Oh no. He identified himself as a lecturer at Hitomi and Maria's school. I saw it too. It's like Hitomi says. I heard Hitomi cry out, and so I went to the window to look, and his Japanese was halting, as he hadn't been in the country very long. Yeah, it's an American. And I think that maybe the kidnapper was working alone. Leland explained that he'd seen the man shove Maria back into the back seat, then clamber into the driver's seat. If he had an accomplice, why wouldn't they have been driving? Neither Hitomi nor Leland had gotten a look at the suspect's face. Kano was interviewing others who had been on the scene, looking for other potential witnesses, when his phone rang. It was Yoshio Kajiwara, one of the senior detectives. We set up a task force for the investigation. Get back to the station once you have a handle on the situation there. Barely half an hour had passed between the time the kidnapping was reported and the time the task force began operation. And the task force is roughly 150 people are working on the case in the Shibuya Precinct's conference room. The main force at work is HQ's 1st Special Investigation Unit. Additionally, other detective sections of Riot Squad and investigators from neighboring precincts have been assembled. Abyss is nowhere to be seen, so we're not body swapping people at all. No people going into other bodies, okay? Oh my gosh, Siren, wow. Justin, you saying that is giving me an idea. When Kano and Sasayama got back to the precinct station, Kuze had already arrived from HQ. He informed them that a response team had been formed to investigate the victim's home. With the response team being in a case where someone had been abducted for ransom, it is often difficult to resolve the situation without cooperating with the victim's family, but the family can also be a hindrance in making an arrest. To help guide the family's actions, a response team is assembled and stationed at the victim's home, led by an investigator with the proper training. We're learning so much stuff today, it's great! Kano could feel a peculiar tension in the air. Unfamiliar MPD detectives scurried to and fro around the Shibuya offices. He pulled one of them aside to get a quick update. Wow, they look the exact same. An hour had now passed since the kidnapping. There had been one new development. The perpetrator had made a threatening call to the victim's home. He said the following. Tomorrow, 10 a.m. by Hachiko in Shibuya. Have the sister Hitomi bring 50 million yen. If not, the girl's life is forfeit. Kajiwara from the precinct was put on the response team along with detectives from elsewhere who'd received special training in abduction cases. Normally, a local precinct detective wouldn't have gone undercover in a victim's home. Kuze, however, had decided that having a knowledgeable locale was crucial and had sent Kajiwara along. Gosh, there's so many names. The detectives disguised themselves as delivery people and movers to make their way inside without arousing suspicion, arriving there at 8:30. The response team had come prepared to run a trace if the kidnapper contacted the family a second time, with the trace being the act of pinpointing the source of an incoming phone call. The police are not allowed to do this independently without oversight. They must go through a formalized process that includes securing the cooperation of the phone company. In the past, conducting the trace itself would take time, but nowadays acquiring the location can be practically instantaneous. So by the way, if you guys are making calls somewhere and you're being threatening, people can figure that out really, really quickly, even like just regular phone calls and such. That's why scammers, like, even though there's a lot of scam calls that go out about nowadays, you can really like trace where those calls are coming from like really, really quickly. It's quite amazing actually. But there were no further calls. People usually don't trace though, unless like this. I don't know how the tracing fully works, but it's a thing. Kano checked his watch again. 20 minutes had now passed since the time designated for the ransom handoff. The kidnapper had yet to appear. Crap, you think we might have spooked him? He wondered aloud. Hey, stay calm, Sasayama scanned the passing throng. God, that word is so weird. Throng. Why is that a word? Why is that a word that exists? Be funny to see you try. Siren, I think we know what we need to do during the next Identity 5 stream. Now, Queen Cheese, I would like you to message me what Siren needs to do, which I think is speaking a Wolverine voice. Konnichiwa, Bakagaijins. Welcome to Nihon. Like that. Excuse me. He's just playing with us. Why did this guy even pick this place? Kano voiced the question he'd been asking himself ever since he heard the kidnapper's demands. Sayama shrugged. Figured we must want to blend in with the crowd, nab the money and disappear before anyone knows he's there, would be my guess. In that case, why not pick Shinjuku or Ginza? The big crowd didn't just benefit the kidnapper after all. It also allowed the police to use the sea of people to conceal their own operation. You'll be fine, Siren. Also, what up, Jigsaw? I know, you'll be fine, Siren, you'll be fine. Right now, there were 50 detectives stationed within a 50-meter radius of where Hitomi stood. The kidnapper would be taking a major risk if his plan was to nab the ransom money and run. That's what bothered Kano. Any criminal with half a brain would know better than to do a handoff in front of Hajinko. You're overthinking things, pal, Sasayama grumbled. No, I'm not. Kano reached into his pocket and pulled out his notepad. That's an old notepad. I have several questions. There are This was Kano's dick diary, which he always kept close at hand. Sasayama rolled his eyes. That thing again? Kano ignored him, flipping through the notepad pages. Detective? Oh. I was like, what? How does it? Aha, here it is. Dick dictum. 89. The more irrelevant something seems, the more relevant it's bound to be. That's a good that's a good that's a good quote, but the dictum sounds a little weird, but you know, that's fine. The more irrelevant something seems, the more relevant it's bound to be. That's actually a really good quote though. If you think that something is irrelevant to anything, it's more often than not a red herring. It was a favorite saying of Kyuzo Tateno, an assistant inspector from the Shibuya precinct. Tateno was the kind of detective Kano aspired to be. With the current operation, he'd been placed in charge of Itomi's personal safety. He was in position to defend her as soon as the ransom had been handed off. Of course, Hitomi had been informed of how much protection she was under. There was a risk that if she acted too secure, it might alert the kidnapper. I think Tateno has the right idea. Sasayama snorted quietly. Maybe, I mean, he's a great detective, don't get me wrong. But do you know how many irrelevant things there are to consider? Again, Kano ignored him. It didn't matter if nobody else understood. Kano had faith in Tateno as both a detective and as an individual. He had first witnessed Tateno's brilliance during a standoff at the financial company 3 years earlier. A man had shut himself in an office, splashing gasoline everywhere and threatening to set the place ablaze. That's not good. That's not good at all. It's all the fictional crushes I have. Wow, Siren. Wow. Doing good. Okay, I got you. I got you, Travis. Oh, Siren, with all the fictional crushes, all the husbandos. Sex soon, Ezreal, Photographer 3, Pierce, Pokemon. Gosh. While the others hesitated, Tateno unflinchingly doused himself with gasoline and strode into the building, where he managed to talk the man down and secure the scene. That guy's a badass. That's a fucking badass right there. Yo, you gonna burn this place down? Gasoline shower. What now, motherfucker? Let's get out of here. You want a beer? Like, that's pretty much what happened. I have no idea. Is that Kano? The others had been awestruck by Tateno's actions. And Kano, who at the time had been content to be a run-of-the-mill policeman, had found it quite inspiring. No, but we just want to know your husbandos, that's all. Still, you know? Sasayama murmured under his breath. As great as a detective as Tateno is, it's not like anyone else in the world has ever heard of him. I suppose not, Kano said. So? Now he's eating a banana? Where the hell did he eat a banana? Only time anyone ever hears a cop's name is if he's caught up in some scandal or killed in the line of duty. That's unfortunately true. I don't remember when this game first came out. This game first came out in Japan. But even in Japan and even in the States, I don't know how it is so much overseas there, but that's really true. Whenever you hear a police officer, it's not if they saved anybody. It's not if they did anything heroic. It's if they're in a scandal or they're going to they're killed. How many homeless people eat bananas? A few, maybe. I mean, doesn't really seem fair, does it? Kano just shrugged. It was a strange definition of unfair, really. I mean, you got celebrity chefs and celebrity hairdressers and stuff, so how come no celebrity gumshoes, you know? Look, please, can you just focus on what we're doing here? Kano rubbed his eyes, then turned his attention back to Otomi. What's the matter? Didn't sleep? Oh, sorry, what's the matter? Didn't sleep? Not enough, I guess. Did you eat? Didn't have time. Between bringing in supplies for the base of operations, renting the team's vehicles, photocopying hundreds of documents and various other tasks, Kano had barely slept the previous night and hadn't gotten a meal in either. The base of operations is usually set up in a large room at the precinct, such as an auditorium. MPD and precinct investigators assemble there, and communications equipment, investigation resources, and such are brought in. Because of the scale and scope of these activities, newspaper reporters can be liable to notice, and so in cases such as kidnapping, when a victim's personal safety is at stake, the flow of information is tightly controlled. What have you been doing? Sasayama puffed out his chest. Sorry, what have you been doing? And Sasayama puffed out his chest. Saving up my energy for today. So you were sleeping. Kano gave a wry chuckle at his partner's lack of shame. Oh, this is Intercom guy.
There he is!
Kuzu's voice chirped suddenly through Kano's earpiece.
A man in his 20s wearing a sleeveless red jacket. He's carrying a garbage bag.
A young man had emerged from the crowd about 15 feet from where Hitomi was standing. He strode toward her, a sinister look on his face. He didn't match Hitomi's description, but Kano felt a joy of nerve all the same. Maybe the kidnapper had hired some young street punk to snatch the ransom payment. That our guy? What do you think, Kano? Sasayama whispered. Yeah, I think he's got to be. This was it. Kano swallowed the lump in his throat. He bent his knees, ready to act fast. Blood rushed to his leg muscles, banishing the stiffness that had begun to take hold. Could this be the culprit? Or perhaps... The young man tried to snatch the briefcase from Hitomi, but she clung to it with desperate strength. It was him! The detectives rushed in. Whoa, hey! Sorry. Whoa, hey! What the hell? The young man cried out frantically and tried to dart away, but the officers closed in, forcing him bodily to the ground. Target secured. Oh, jeez! I think we got another suspect in the scene. Eek, he's taking the ransom! Kuze's hysterics made Kano spin around. Sure enough, a foreign-looking man was sprinting away, Tatash case in hand. The mob of detectives scrambled to pursue. Before Kano could react, most of them had run off, leaving him to look after the original suspect. Yep, we're getting all bad endings. Or I'm going to try to. Well, I will, but it's going to take some time. What should I do with this guy, sir? Might have some connection to the kidnapper. Should I bring him in? Huh? Oh, sure,
that'd be swell.
I'm on it. With the help of one of the remaining detectives, Kano brought the suspect back to Shibuya's precinct. Look, how many times do I have to go through this? Cut the crap. Sorry. Oh, that might be Kano. Look, how many times do we have to go through this? Cut the crap. In the interrogation room, the young man who gave his name as Aichi Endo, who was our second character, steadfastly insisted on his innocence. Why'd you try to steal that case? Kano watched Aichi's face intently. Like I said, it looked heavy, so I was just trying to help her out. It wasn't inconceivable that a young guy would want to help a pretty girl, but Hitomi had just been standing there, hardly in desperate need of assistance. She hadn't set the case down, so I figured there might be something important inside. An entry from Kano's dick diary shot through his mind. Dictum 25. When the tongue slips, grab it and yank out the truth. Don't do that literally. You may cut out somebody's tongue accidentally by that. This actually is only 40 hours long, so not the longest. Classic advice for questioning. Something important you say, such as, how the heck would I... Something important you say, such as, how the heck would I know? Aichi spat. He huffed and slumped back in his chair. The standard textbook back and forth had been going on for nearly an hour. Kano didn't mind. Chasing down criminals was all well and good, but questioning suspects was another key part of the job. Plenty of off-the-scene work went into cracking a case. Once again, he had Aichi explain what he'd been doing, starting from the beginning. Kano finally emerged from the interrogation room for a short break. He learned that there had been some progress in the case of the crime scene. What the police hadn't been able to determine yet, however, was whether or not Maria was safe. Fighting back his anxiety, Kano consulted his dick diary. Dictum number 54. Haste makes waste. Good one. He felt his tension subside. Remembering the right maxim always helped. It was like casting a magic spell. Kano returned to confront Aichi once more. You were there to act as a distraction to mess up the investigation, weren't you? Huh? Aichi looked a bit dumbfounded. What are you on about? Dictum number 55. The truth hungers to be free. You hungry? Got some katsudon, if you like. Katsudon, Japanese dish consisting of a bowl of white rice topped with a breaded pork cutlet and egg. Okay. There are several variations, such as a sauce katsudon, where the egg is replaced with Worcester sauce. Worcestershire. Worcestershire sauce and miso katsudon, where the pork is stewed with miso. Not typically the sort of thing a policeman offers a suspect during an interrogation. This could be seen as baiting with food and is to be avoided. Worcester. Gosh, everyone's saying it differently. Aichi nodded silently. Aichi devoured the bowl of katsudon with gusto. He looked like he hadn't eaten in a while. Alright, then spill it. What's this guy after? Aichi just shrugged. I don't know. He murmured, a thick slice of egg laden pork between his teeth. How many compasses do you have? Kano asked, but Aichi just shook his head as he inhaled his food. Resignedly, Kano flipped through his notebook once more. Let's see, number 115. Use the lights to your advantage. As the minutes ticked past, he found himself referring to his book again and again, trying a dozen different methods to tease out whatever his suspect might be hiding. The experience began to feel strangely surreal, their two voices echoing hollowly in the interrogation room. Worcestershire sauce. Okay. Or Worcestershire. Eventually, Kano looked at the clock and realized they had been questioning had been going on for nearly 5 hours. Dang! Why are you leaving them there for 5 hours, man? He still hadn't made any headway. What was he supposed to do next? Tatena would know, but he sure didn't. Still, he was determined to do whatever he could to keep the victim and her family safe. Gritting his teeth in frustration, he pursued the dick diary like it was a scripture. Number 116. The monotonous questioning was clearly tiring Aichi out. His eyelids drooped like they were beginning to get heavy. Number 117. You can get them when they're tired. Kano's eyes gleamed. You're part of some criminal gang, huh? Aichi's head slumped forward heavily. Nodding off was basically the same as nodding yes, right? Mr. Kuze, I did it! The young guy we grabbed at the handoff site. He finally confessed to the crime. What? What are you talking about? Kuze, sorry. What are you talking about? Kuze laughed in disbelief. We're just about to apprehend the mastermind here. Huh? Kano clutched his cell phone, dumbstruck. We're about to apprehend the mastermind here. Huh? Kano clutched his cell, dumbstruck. Listen, why don't you, look. Just wait there at HQ, okay? No, it can't be. After the kidnapping case wrapped up, Kano tendered his resignation. Guess I'm not cut out to be a detective after all, he thought to himself. He dropped the dick diary on his desk as he left the Shibuya precinct for the last time. Huh? Hey, what up, Wemmy? So... bad ending. Number 1. So long, Shibuya. Kano wound up at the bad end. However, this does not mean that the choice you made for Kano was the wrong one. One of the other protagonists, Aichi Endo, has an impact on Kano's fate here. You can avoid a bad end by making proper decisions in another character's story. For a detailed hint, check tip by underlining the bad end title. Press X and then A. So, the green letters tell you what hint. Kano had every reason to suspect Aichi Endo, but arresting him turned out to be a mistake. If Aichi hadn't approached Tomomi, this wouldn't have happened. Try playing Aichi's story up to 10:30 and make a choice that keeps him from going up to her. If you do that, Kano won't even have a chance to arrest him, and things should play out differently. Okay. So this is the whole jumping there. Hi Cal, how's it going? How's it going, yawning? You can now select Aichi Endo, one of the other protagonists. Let's follow Aichi's story for a little while. So now we get to play as Aichi and figure out what's going on with him. What's his role in all this? Because we just apprehended him, but we failed. Oh my gosh, we're naked. Oh no, his pants on. His pants on. We good. We good. Okay. Ooh. Dude. Aichi Endo called out the door to his father's room. Okay, I'm heading out. Sure. His father sounded unconcerned. He didn't even open the door. Sure you don't want me to stay here in the shop? It's not like we're gonna get any customers. Aichi grimaced. Yeah, I guess not. The drawer by the front door held a stack of heavy-duty trash bags. Aichi pulled a few of them out. Guess it's gonna be that kind of day. He stuffed the trash bags into his pocket, then slipped on his favorite pair of sneakers. The entryway into Aichi's home also led to his family's shop. Various pieces of electronics were piled up like so much junk in the tiny retail space. The slightest bump would brought the risk of an avalanche. Aichi wove his way through the gaps in the appliances like a spelunker exploring a cave. From Shibuya Station, if you make your way past the 109 building, then up through Ginzaka, you'll come across an old shopping district. Nestled in the outskirts is Endo Electronics, the same place it's been for decades. Within its dimly lit interior, you'll find rows of wares all caked in dust. At a glance, you might well assume the place was closed. Exactly, Cody's. A mom-and-pop place like Endo's couldn't compete with the big consumer chains booming through Shibuya. So far, the store had remained in business thanks to the locals who appreciated that they made house calls to do repairs. But things weren't looking good for the future. Aichi, the eldest son and nominal successor to the business, had no interest whatsoever in working there. Dang. Bye, Jigsaw. Have a wonderful night. Take it easy. Aichi stepped out of the shop and into the sunny morning air. The good weather lifted his spirits. Alrighty, time to do this. Unfurled one of the big garbage bags, which caught the wind and fluttered like a cape. Then he slowly made his way toward Shibuya Station, scanning his surroundings all the while. Sheesh, this place is filthy. He paused to pick up a plastic bottle that had been tossed onto the ground. Then, with a heavy sigh, he slipped the crushed receptacle into his trash bag. So he's just cleaning. Aw, that's awesome. He wants to keep the place green. That's awesome. He'd been picking up trash around town like this for about 6 months now. It gotten so that the sort of garbage most people would hardly notice stood out to him like a sore thumb. Most days, he'd fill his trash bag to the top by the time he made it from his house to Doganzaka to the train station. Dude, this guy's neat. He likes ecology, I guess. Today, he was halfway to the station when a woman's anxious voice caused his attention. I'm sorry. I'm in a bit of a hurry here. He looked up and saw a timid-looking woman being confronted by 2 men, one with brown hair and one with black hair. Yo, look at their hair, though. Their hair is dope. For the look of them, he guessed that the men were scouts from some hostess club. He ran into this sort of thing pretty frequently on his trash-cleaning walks around town. Another kind of trash to take care of. Aichi quickly interposed himself between the girl and the 2 recruiters. Hey, can you see that you're bothering her? Huh? Who the hell are you? The 2 men glared. Take a hike, pal. Aichi stood his ground. Look, she ain't interested. You're just gonna have to find some other mark. The hustler's annoyance turned to open rage. Well, look to you. Listen to you, got a bit of a mouth, huh, buddy? The brown-haired thug smacked his lips around his chewing gum like a dog worrying bone. How about we take this someplace more quiet, yeah? How dare you offer her a job? That's not right! What this means can depend on the person speaking. To a young woman, let's go someplace more quiet. Might suggest a cafe or a park, but to a street punk, it might mean an alley where the passerbys are unlikely to interrupt. The girl stood butt-eye uneasily, watching the goings-on. Hey, take it easy. I'm not looking for trouble. Is that supposed to be an apology? Or on your knees and beg, pal? The man spat his gum onto the ground. Oh, that's disgusting. Aichi looked down at the glistening wad of gum on the sidewalk. His last shred of goodwill vanished. You better pick that up right now. What? Did you hear me? Because I told you to get on your knees and... Aichi's hand shot out, grabbing the man by his jaw. Whoa, easy, pal. The other man's bravado drained from his face. Aichi tightened his grip on the brown-haired hustler's jaw. Dude's about to snap a guy's jaw. Sweat dripped from the man's reddening brow. The man struggled, but Aichi just tightened his grip. Gim's a real pain in the ass to clean up after it's gotten stuck to the street, you know. Ever stop to consider that? Wait, are you... The other hustler's panicked eyes had fixed on Aichi's chest. Yeah, oh crap. That shirt, man. The guy's voice was starting to break. That's been clean. He's Captain Planet. He's literally... You're totally right, Katone Clune. He's literally Captain Planet. This in their Star Edition. Just is like, you littered, motherfucker? Just like one punch through the chest. Like, he could be the One Punch Man of Captain Planet. Just, you're not saving the planet? One punch! Like, that's literally this guy. A guy with a Mr. Clean, clean shirt, carrying around a trash bag. That means you're... His face went pale. The other man's echoed the words through his held shut jaw, tears welling up in his eyes. Get it right, pal. Aichi clenched the man's jaw harder still. It's mean clean. I'll make a mess. But he'd be fine. He's mean clean. Captain Planet, motherfuckers. Yeah. Sorry, man. You're Aichi, right? Dude, we honestly had no idea. Come on, man. You gotta cut us some slack. The man scrambled to snatch the wadded gun off the street, stuffing it into his pants pocket. Finally, Aichi let go of his companion. The brown-haired hustler's face was twisted up with fear. Tears streamed down his cheeks. I think I'm gonna puke. God, that was disgusting. Oh, that's disgusting. Gasping out hasty apologies, the two thugs scampered off. Hey, so... Oh, sorry. Hey, so... A shy smile came to the girl's face. Girl. Guys, do you guys know what girl is? Do you guys know what girl is? Because I don't. Ryoku Kakinuma, a second-year student at Midoriyama Academy's law school. These hustlers managed to corner her while she was on her way to her part-time job at a cafe. It's a popular plot in trashy e-novels for the main character fall in love with a hustler like these guys, but such things rarely happen in real life. Thank you for saving me. No, I apologize. Huh? The girl stared in surprise. You run into creeps like that now and then, but don't hold it against us. Shibuya's a good town. Yeah, okay. Aichi gave her a quick wave, then turned and continued on his way down Dominzaka. Aichi was Shibuya born and raised. He was keenly aware of all the changes the ward had seen since he was a kid. Grocery stalls and inconspicuous little side streets, tiny parks nestled between buildings. Aichi knew it was all like the back of his hand. Trash, human or otherwise, had no place in his town. Not on his watch. Look at that singer again. Aichi made his way down toward Shibuya Station. Throngs of people shuffled to and fro across the scramble. They really like the word throng. What up, Cameo? How's it going? The view shifted constantly from one moment to the next, almost as if the city itself were alive. And if the city was a living thing, then Shibuya Station was its heart, with streets like Bunkamura Dori and Center Gai serving as the arteries pumping the bloodstream made of people. Today as ever, the heart was pumping that blood to every nook and cranny of Shibuya. See, it looks like they're walking on streets. This is something I never understood with Japan. Happy New Year to you as well. But they're all like walking on streets and everything, but there's no cars. They're just really lack of cars in Japan. And there was Aichi, just another part of this great urban organism. Guess I'm one of the city's white blood cells. Oh, wait, maybe I'm a red blood cell. Hold on. Is that right? Or did I have it right the first time? White blood cells eliminate pathogens from the bloodstream. Red blood cells carry oxygen throughout the body. Aichi was probably thinking of white blood cells. Probably. He's a white blood cell. Nicely done. Emerging from his reverie, he noticed a rather conspicuous young woman standing by the statue of Hachiko outside Shibuya Station. Ooh, she's totally my type. To be up someone's alley, to be someone's cup of tea. Oh, I got you, Travis. I gotcha. He's not into physiology. True. What if she's a model or small-time actress or something? Looks like she's waiting for someone. Probably another guy. Dang. Good looking as she was, there was no way she wasn't already taken. What kind of guy scored a girl like that? Probably the rich-ass CEO of an IT company or something. Crouching down to tie off the trash bag, he continued gazing wistfully at the girl. Then he noticed something peculiar. She was carrying an attaché case, the kind a businessman might use. It was a large case, and apparently so heavy that she was struggling to hold it despite using both hands. Ooh, choices. Now what kind of person makes a young... You've reached a decision point. Let's have Aichi not approach Hitomi. Use that and select the option, then press A. So if we choose this, we're gonna get caught. What kind of person makes a young lady lug around something heavy like that? Aichi figured he'd offer to carry it for her. So what happens if we... Oh, it's not gonna let me choose it. But first I gotta dump this trash. He looked around to see if there was a garbage bin nearby. Now Aichi won't approach Hitomi, which means he will avoid being arrested by Kano. At the same time, Kano's face will also change, and he will no longer wind up at bad end. So let's switch back to Kano's story using the time chart. Press Y to open it. So this is the time chart. It shows the protagonist's progression through the story. Decision points are marked with green. Kano's fate has changed based on Aichi's actions. Select Kano's 1030 block, then press A. So this is how the game tends to work, is we switch between all 5 different characters. Right now we only have 2. Don't worry, we'll get to the other ones. But we don't really, like, there's decision up here, but I guess this decision doesn't really count. So we need to go here. And if we go back to a suspicious man, I suppose you can call it that, Kano gave a wry chuckle as a partner's lack of shame.
There he is!
Kuze's voice chirped suddenly through Kano's earpiece.
The man in the black coat! He's not Japanese, looks to be in his early 30s.
Previously, Aichi got mixed up with Kano and the police, but now another man has appeared instead by changing what Aichi did. You've also changed Kano's story. So this is kind of the whole way that this game's going to work. A foreign man had emerged from the crowd about 15 feet from where Hitomi was standing. He made his way toward her, his expression blank. Dude, like your hair. He didn't match the description Hitomi had given them, but Kano felt a jolt of nerves all the same. Maybe the kidnapper was using an accomplice to snatch the ransom payment. Alright, Sasayama raised an eyebrow. This may be our guy. This was it. Kano swallowed the lump in his throat. He bent his knees, ready for action. Blood rushed to his leg muscles, banishing the stiffness that had begun to take hold. Was this the culprit? Or perhaps... The stranger took hold of the attaché case. It was him! En masse, the detectives began to close in. Let's go, Kano! On it! Sasayama and Kano leaped into action, but they never expected what happened next. With the case clutched in both arms, the man veered suddenly, running right toward them. Keep out. Huh? Kano's story had suddenly hit a keep out. Keep out refers to a point in the story where your progress is currently stopped. In order to advance beyond a keep out, you need to jump from another protagonist's story. At 10:30, Aichi has the text, young man in a suit, set as red keywords. Checking these red keywords will allow you to jump from Aichi's story back to Kano's. Now, head back to Aichi's story and keep an eye out for that. Key phrase. Okay. Try following the story from Aichi at 10:30. Approach the girl. So once again, just to explain the story so far, and every time we do one of these streams, I'm going to explain the story up until that point, just to give you guys the benefit. So, Kano is a detective. He's trying to protect Maria Osawa, and Hitomi Osawa has a briefcase of 50 million yen in the briefcase itself. Or sorry, 5 million yen. Aka $50,000. This is big because of a kidnapping that took place the previous day. Originally, Aichi, this trash dude from Mean Clean, grabbed the briefcase and then got the bad ending because we messed it up. But with us changing his story and having him not approach Hitomi, now we have to go back to his story and see what happened. Pretty complicated, I know, right? So yeah, keep out's lock. So, hold on. It's not gonna mix a young lady, young brown, so... But first I gotta dump this trash. He looked around to see if there was a garbage bin nearby. Huh? A man had come up beside the girl. He was dressed in black, and he wasn't Japanese. It looked like they were having a conversation. The girl nodded tensely at something the man said. As she stared, something tells me that's not her boyfriend. The girl handed the attaché case over to the man. He took hold of it with his right hand and began walking briskly away. Whoa! A nearby homeless man suddenly leapt over Aichi and broke into a run as if he had been waiting for this very moment. Yuji Sasayama, a detective with the Shibuya precinct, known as the cosplay detective due to his strange outfits he wears while in stakeouts. He's partnered with Shinya Kanyo for the kidnapping investigation. So this is where they first meet. Sprinting alongside him with a young man in a suit. Some words in the text appear in red. Red text denotes important keywords that let you jump between different protagonists' stories. This allows you to shift between characters at specific points. This can also allow you to clear out a keep out in another character's story and let you read on. If you come across red text, press X to underline it, then press A. A window will appear allowing you to jump from one protagonist to another at that point, then press A to continue the other character's story after the keep out. Give it a try. So now we can jump to Kano. By performing a jump from the screen, you can advance another protagonist's story past a keep out. Press A to confirm and jump over to Kano's story. So we can now jump to Kano's story after it, and we can get keep out. I know, it's great. Let's go, Kano! Sorry, let's go, Kano! On it! Simon and Kano leapt into action. You did it! Jump successful. On 428, you will often need to jump to get past another character's keep out. Jump from red keywords to clear a keep out. Keep this in mind as you advance through the story. Okay, there won't be any more tutorial messages for a while. If you get stuck somewhere, try changing protagonists or making different decisions to advance. You can now use the time chart in the main menu. From the main menu, you can access gameplay explanations and adjust settings. Press Y to open the time chart, press that to open the main menu. So now we can go to the time chart. So, I don't know how the bad ending works. So we did a jump, and now we're here. And if we chose A, so we'll see how it looks then once we choose A. But let's head back to see what's happening. But they never expected what happened next. With the case clutch in both arms, the man suddenly veered, running right toward them. What? Catching sight of the two detectives, the suspect staggered to a halt and bolted off in a new direction. Kano whipped off his costume glasses and followed in hot pursuit. At the crosswalk, the signal changed to red and the flow of foot traffic abruptly halted. Just as quickly, hundreds of cars all lurched back into motion. There was no escape from the culprit now. It appeared. The converging cops slowed their pace, confident that their man was cornered. Then the foreigner barreled straight into the intersection, dodging between the oncoming cars without any hesitation. The mob of detectives came to a halt, not eager to rush to their deaths along with him. Kano, however, remained in hot pursuit, charging into the traffic at the crossing. Kano, are you crazy? Come back! Kano heard Sasayama shouting, but his feet kept carrying him onward. Jeez, did he get hit? Nope. With shouts and sirens echoing all around him, Kano closed in on the foreigner. Just a little closer and be in tackling range. He leaned forward, preparing to pounce, his eyes fixed on the culprit's feet. It was now or never. Kano, back off! Don't take him down!
Kano, back off! Don't take him down!
It was Kuze shouting through Kano's earpiece. Huh? Kano hesitated in surprise. Had he really just been ordered not to apprehend the criminal?
Let him go for now. The real perp is somewhere else.
Perp is a police jargon for perpetrator. Here, Kuze is referring to the fact that the principal offender in the case must be elsewhere. What had happened to the plan? He'd been told that all personnel were to secure the area ASAP. Did HQ want them to catch the perpetrator? Arrest team,
stay on the foreigner's trail!
Police team dedicated exclusively to the task of apprehending the criminal. While a kidnapping case is in progress, the roles of the officers involved are carefully designated so that every officer is ready to take immediate action as the situation develops. Typically, tired and true veteran MPD officers are put in charge of teams for breaking into buildings or apprehending the suspect.
Forensics team, get busy cross-referencing photos!
And the forensics team is a team deployed by the MPD to handle the actual tests and techniques of on-scene investigations, such as collecting and comparing fingerprints and analyzing photos of suspects. How many people in chat, though, want to work in the police force? I'm actually just curious. Like, whoever wanted to work as, like, a detective or something like this. Because this is actually, legit stuff. Even if this foreigner was only an underling hired for this one task, the police had now tipped their hand that they'd been lying in wait. If they didn't lock things down now and get more info on the kidnapper, a girl's life might be at stake. Kano recalled another maxim from his Dick diary. Dictum 12. Always assume a worst-case scenario. Okay. If Kuze had told him to let this guy go, that implied he was counting on the team that was now in position. But if the crook had planned a way to break through the police dragnet and escape with a ransom, and he succeeded, what was the right call here? Should he take this guy down or back off after all? Oh, shoot, our first choice. Letting the perp escape now was too big of a risk. He had to catch this guy ASAP. Let the other officers chase after the guy. Kano had his own job to do. Same, Travis, same. I'm not going blood stuff. I gotcha. Okay, here's what I'm thinking. If we let the perp escape right now, well, his dictum sometimes does not work, so I'm going to let the officers chase after this guy. Kano had his own job to do. I believe it's fine. Because his instruction had been clear. Let the other officers chase after the guy. Kano had his own job to do. He broke off his pursuit, pointing the next wave of detectives in the direction the foreigner had fled. Kano had almost gotten close enough to get a good look at the guy's face, but if Kuze had ordered him to let the guy go, well, his boss should know what he was doing. The perp was someone else's problem now. He had just ceased his pursuit when Kuze's panicked voice sounded shrill in his ear.
Hip! Someone's taking a Tommy!
Kano recognized Kuze's trademark squawking immediately.
Subject is male. He appears to be carrying a gun. He's fleeing in the direction of Mejidori.
What? Kano could hardly believe it. Hitomi had been kidnapped. Had she been abducted by whoever had taken Maria? But why? Someone must have been waiting for the moment when the police took their eyes off her. Something's very wrong here. What in the world is going on? Kano hurried to search for the man who'd taken Hitomi. If he was heading toward Mejidori, there was a good chance he'd gone down one of the alleyways nearby. After darting through the side streets, he spotted a different man, another foreigner, crossing an intersection a few dozen meters away. The man was dressed in black, just like the guy who'd grabbed the ransom money. Kyuza's right, the kidnapper wasn't acting alone. But wait, something was amiss. Hitomi isn't with him. Where was she? Kano skidded around the corner, then stopped short. The man in black was standing there, pointing a gun right at him. Dang, us foreigners really suck. We're stealing money, and now we're shooting people. Before Kano could react, the man fired. Kano felt hot all over, as if he were on fire. All except for his cheek, pressed against the asphalt in the palms of his hands, they felt so cold. There was nothing he could do. Nothing, that is, except lie there and watch as his killer turned and walked away. So, we may have died. Number 4, shot by a foreigner. But trying to find the man who'd taken Hitomi, Kano ran to a different criminal. Unfortunately for him, he got shot. If the criminal had been able to get near Hitomi, she probably wouldn't have been taken away. Have Aichi make the choice to talk to Hitomi instead at 10:35. Yep, his mind exploded. So that's the bad ending. So here's the thing. So this just shows a bad ending. So if I go over here, hold on. So let me check this one out now. I kind of wanted to see this. So now what kind of person makes a young lady lug around something heavy like that? So let's choose this. Aichi figured he'd offer to carry it for her. The girl kept shifting her grip. It was clearly a strain for her to keep holding the case, but she didn't set it down. Whatever was inside, it had to be something pretty important. Aichi made his way over to her, bristling inward and at whoever had left her waiting like this. If I were you, I'd bust the head of the punk that kept you waiting. Huh? The thing looks heavy. Let me carry it for you. The grid still back at Aichi with wide eyes, but said nothing. Really, I'm happy to help. It's not going to steal it or anything. His tone was hurried, and he impulsively reached for the attaché case. An instant later, a group of men descended on him from all sides. Whoa, hey, what the hell? For an instant, Aichi froze, unable to process just what had happened. Yeah, where are the other two? That's what I'm going to be looking for. Now I'm going to look for the other bad endings that we're missing. These faces, though. These faces are perfect. He tried to run, but the men shoved him unceremoniously to the ground and held him there. They were shouting about something or other, but he couldn't make out their words. The more he tried to struggle, the harder they held him down. No, the guy in the corner, like, what the hell is this? You can tell it's the den of the precinct. A man in a suit knelt alongside him, flashing a police badge. Identifies the bearer as a member of the Japanese law enforcement. The old-style badge case includes a small notebook for the bearer to write in, but the modern version is modeled after the use by the FBI, where the badge case contains only the badge itself. What? You're arresting me? The heck did I even do? Instead of answering, they shoved Aichi into the backseat of a patrol car. He gazed dejectedly out the window. He could still see the girl. She didn't have the case anymore. Now she was talking to a man with a cane. Was he the person she'd been waiting for? A moment later, the car turned the corner and the two of them slipped out of view. Aichi sunk back in the seat, soaking and silent. Huh. Interesting. Several hours passed. After a bunch of pointless questioning, the police finally determined he was innocent and his father came to pick him up. For a long while, Aichi just stared intently out the window of the car. Finally, his father caught his attention. The old man seemed to be in a surprisingly good mood, despite having to collect his son from the jailhouse. Aichi, there's something I want to talk to you about. If it's about me taking over the shop now, it's not the time, okay? No, it's not that. Look, let's just get home first. Sure, don't feel like going out today anyway. Now I'm curious, what do you want to talk about? Sorry, but now that I'm curious, what do you want to talk about? I got some good news. I think you'll be pleased. I'm not sure I like the sound of that. Please don't tell me you're getting remarried or something. Dad, I really don't like the sound of that. And so began a very long conversation. Bad end. Number 5? Arrested. What? How? Huh? Okay, so depending on the different choices, it shows bad endings. So wait, what about this? Let's see what this is. This her guy? Yeah. So we already did B. That's gotta be him. Yes, that was him, all right. Kano took a step forward. Hold it, Sasayama yanked him back. Don't be so hasty, but just watch him for a minute. Sasayama gestured with a nod. With the Tomy steadfast ignoring him, the young man sunk away. Okay. So that's all we gotta do there. So yeah, that mission did not matter. Bad endings list. This is the list of bad endings. Here you can check for hints as to why. Okay, hold on now. I'm pretty bad at English sometimes, but as to why? As to YYZ? Anyway, things ended bad as they did. So, well, we are interesting. Let's go to the time chart. Is that our guy? So right after you click it, I think after you click the choice, that must help out there. Situation still wasn't bad. So after clicking that, now it opens up everything else. Interesting. That's really interesting how this works. So we got the bad end. So now we need you to... So as soon as we select the option, then we go from there. So we do this. Okay. Now we got shot, so let's choose the other end to not follow him. What was the right call here? Should he take this guy down or back off after all? Okay, and if it's gray words, that means we've already selected it, so that's pretty easy to follow. Letting the perp escape now is too big of a risk. He had to catch this guy ASAP. The man darted down a narrow alleyway. Kano ran faster. The man sprinted through the side streets. Evidently, he knew his way around Shibuya pretty well.
Heep! Heep! Someone taking out Tommy!
Kano recognized Kuze's trademark squawk immediately.
Subject is male. He appears to be carrying a gun. He's fleeing in the direction of Megidori.
What? Kano could hardly believe it. Hitomi had been kidnapped. Had she been abducted by whoever had taken Maria? But why? Someone must have been waiting for the moment when the police took their eyes off her. Something's very wrong here. What in the world's going on? Kano saw that the road forked up ahead. The man with the attaché case ran to the left. If the man who'd taken Hitomi was heading towards Megidori, there was a good chance he'd gone down one of the alleyways off to the right. Making a snap judgment, Kano told the detective behind him to follow the case snatcher, then turned and headed down the nearest alley. Okay, some good decision-making. After darting through the side streets, he spotted a different man, another foreigner, crossing an intersection a few dozen meters ahead. Oh, this guy again. The man was dressed in black, just like the guy who grabbed the ransom money. Kuze's right, the kidnapper wasn't acting alone. But wait, something was amiss. Hitomi isn't with him. Where was she? Kano skidded around the corner, then stopped short. The guy with the gun, the man in black, was standing there, pointing a gun right at him. Before Kano could react, the man fired. We died again? Kano felt hot all over, as if he were on fire. All except for his cheek, pressed against the asphalt. In the palms of his hand, they felt so cold. There was nothing he could do. Nothing, that is, except to lie there and watch as his killer turned and walked away. Welp, we died again. Brandon, we died, but we got shot again. Okay, so that one doesn't matter. Young man in a suit. It says it wants Aichi, so Endo. Whoa! A nearby homeless man leapt over Aichi and broke into a run as if he'd been waiting at this very moment. Sprinting alongside him was a young man in a suit. Then, seemingly from everywhere, a whole bunch of other guys burst into motion. First one. Then another. A third, a fourth, a fifth. Over a dozen now. What the heck? Clearly something big was going down. Were they after the attaché case? With mid-moments, Aichi lost sight of them all through the crowd. With that many people chasing him, the guy with the case was sure to get caught. But wait, what about that girl? Aichi turned back around. The girl was still there. She was staring in the direction that man who'd taken the case had gone, a worried expression on her face. Aichi couldn't shake the feeling that something was very wrong. Maybe he should talk to her and ask what was going on. Another crazy day in Shibuya. They had been shooting a scene for a film on location. It would probably be a mistake to intrude. So I know what the right answer is, but let's choose the wrong answer. Another crazy day in Shibuya. They had to be shooting a scene for a film on location. It'd probably be a mistake to intrude. Just a crazy drama. Japanese dramas happen all the time. Haven't you guys seen I Survived a Japanese Game Show? Pretty crazy. Yeah, I bet that's what this is. Some TV show about a kidnapping and the girl has to make a ransom handoff. There's probably some actor looking around here playing the suave, handsome detective. She gave a chuckle and turned away. And a soothing breeze blew by as wispy clouds drifted overhead. They picked a nice day for a shoot. Smiling inwardly, he resumed his trash-picking mission, wondering what other surprises the day would hold. A few moments later, he heard a loud bang, and the scramble went into an uproar. Huh. Somebody blow a tire? Poor Kano. Kano just gets shot, and Aichi's just like, dang, tire going off, tire popping off. Man, what a crazy day. First a TV drama, bunch of guys with weird faces, loud bang. Gosh, good old Shibuya. People were running from all directions to see what was made the sound, or maybe they're shooting an action scene now. Aichi was a tad bit curious, but he strolled away from the scramble without looking back. Maybe he'd head out to Yotsuya today to stretch his legs a bit. The sheeple is hurt now. Tire sheeple is hurt now. Oh my gosh. A neighborhood of the Shinjuku ward in the southeastern part of Tokyo, located approximately 4 kilometers northeast of Shibuya Station. But the numbers 428 in Japanese can be pronounced the same as the syllables for the name Shibuya. Oh, interesting. Shibuya. 428 Shibuya. Interesting. They could also be pronounced like the syllables for Yotsuya. Additionally, April 28th is both Shibuya Day and Yotsuya Day, along with Seniors Day. Interesting. It was best not to get distracted. There was trash that needed collecting. Welcome to Shibuya Scramble, apparently. Or Yotsuya Shibuya Scramble. What? Your future's garbage, guys! Guys, your future's absolute garbage! Look at that! Ending number 7? Why ending number 7? Aichi decided to go on collecting trash because he decided the commotion and scramble is probably just a TV shoot in progress. He'll probably have a pretty uneventful day, which is all well and good for him, but the girl was actually in danger, as he'd have discovered if he investigated further. He missed his chance to help her out. Go back and try making a different choice. Alright, let's talk. 100% accurate. Oh, come on, guys. Alright. So let's talk to Hitomi. Oh, hold on. Aichi couldn't shake the feeling that something was very wrong. Maybe he should talk to her and ask what was going on. But just as he was making up his mind, a middle-aged man in a ratty business suit shuffled awkwardly over to her first. Is this the guy with the cane? It is the guy with the cane, so the guy with the cane is the culprit. Was there something wrong with one of his legs? He was using a cane to walk. Then one of his hands slipped into his jacket pocket. Aichi could scarcely believe his eyes. A revolver? Gold Detective Special, a .38 caliber revolver introduced in 1927 by Colt's Manufacturing Company, a classic example of a snub-nosed revolver. As the name implies, the weapon is frequently carried by detectives, narcotics officers, and the like for self-defense. So a detective might have this. Interesting. With a single fluid motion, the man lifted the gun and pointed it to the girl's direction. He was aiming right for her head. Huh? The girl had noticed the man with the cane now. Seeing the gun pointed right at her, she froze in fear. Aichi didn't hesitate. Breaking into a full run, he tackled the gunman with all of his might. Caught off guard, the man sprawled to the pavement. But the would-be assassin kept hold of his weapon and quickly scrambled back to his feet. Aichi knew he had to act fast. He grabbed the ashen-faced girl by the arm and attempted to drag her away. "This way!" he shouted. She just stared at him, uncomprehendingly, trembling like a startled animal. "Come on, run!" Finally, the girl snapped out of her daze and gave a fearful nod. "The police box, let's go! Let's just get out of here. The police box! The police box, let's go!" She's still pulling the girl by hand. Aichi headed for the police box outside the train station. But it was empty. There were always policemen staffing these things. Why did it have to be unmanned now? Aichi flashed a worried glance behind him and saw the assassin in pursuit like a man possessed. Yikes, this is not good. There's nothing they could do but run. With the frightened girl in tow, Aichi ran beneath the JR Yamato Line railway overpass, a railway loop that services the Tokyo metropolis. Typically, the morning rush is quite intense, but the stretch from Ueno Station to Okachimachi Station sometimes crowded as high as 216% capacity. Damn, that's really big. It's pretty crazy. Roughly 300 people running in a space designed for 143 passengers. hold on. So everybody is just like, hold on. I know serious stuff is happening, but everyone's just like, don't touch me. Don't touch. Okay, I know there's like more than twice as many people that's supposed to be in here, but please don't touch me. Oh, shoot. People have to go on top of my head? Okay, I'll carry them. Like, that's crazy. And related to the Yamata Line subway that operates in Kubode. Don't worry, just trust me, he told her. But first, they sped past a convenience store where an employee was cleaning up the sidewalk. Here, take this, will ya? Aichi tossed over the bag of trash. Huh? Wait, what? This way! They slipped through the crowd and into a nearby back alley. But this way's a dead end, the girl said breathlessly. Like I said, just trust me. Stopping abruptly, Aichi kicked down a wooden plank covering a gap between two buildings, clearing a space that a person could fit through. See? We can get all the way through here, and go. But the girl just stood there, looking terrified. What's the matter, Aichi asked. Come on, we gotta hurry. But I... She looked at him as if he, too, was about to pull a gun on her. He could hardly blame her. After all, he was just some random guy who had turned up out of nowhere. True. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I know those things are crazy. Oh my gosh, Mamie. Gosh, you guys. But this was no time for dawdling. The man with the cane appeared at the end of the alley. If they just stood there, he was going to catch them. Okay, sweetheart, hear me out, he said in a rush. The name's Aichi Endo. I live in the neighborhood, and I'm not to kind of stand idly by when a girl is being chased by some killer. So please, just trust me, and I'll do my best to keep you safe. He hoped the look in his eyes could convince her he was being on the level. After a painfully long moment, the girl nodded her acceptance. Phew. Right, let's start with this. They had paused beside an enormous stack of beverage crates. With a quick shove, Aichi knocked the whole pile down, sending it cascading across their pursuer's path. Now that was a close call. The man with the cane was floundering, struggling to get past the falling crates. My bad, man, Aichi called out. Mind cleaning that up for me? The man scowled back at them and fumbled for his gun. Aichi flashed him a wave goodbye, then slipped away between the buildings with the girl. Interesting. Wonder why these girls are so important. The log lady. Hurrying down a narrow alley, they emerged onto a side street lined with dive bars and clubs. Assuming the man with the cane hadn't given up, he would probably lie in wait on the path back to the main road. Aichi decided their best bet was to try and stay inconspicuous rather than risk getting caught on the move. Guess we can lie low here for a bit, he said. He led the girl to the entrance of a tiny old hostess club. She followed him reluctantly. I'm wondering what's so important. Aichi flicked the switch inside the front door and a chintzy chandelier glowed to life. He sat the girl down on the small sofa beside the counter. She gave him a worried look. Aichi felt a pang of embarrassment as he realized what she must be thinking. Oh no, don't get the wrong idea. I'm not going to try in any funny business. Someone I knew used to run this place. It's not in business anymore, so I figured we're safe here. The girl chuckled as his evident discomfort. All right then, she said. So, we good? We're good. Okay, well good. Aichi made a vague attempt to straighten his deceived clothes. So, how about some introductions? Oh, sorry. So, that's not Aichi. Or that's not Hitomi. So, how about some introductions? I'm Aichi Endo, like I said earlier. You can just call me Aichi. Or Achi. I'm Hitomi Asawa. You can call me Hitomi, I guess. With each new words out of Hitomi's mouth, Aichi felt his heart sing. She was charming, personable, just about everything about her was captivating. Aichi had never met another girl like her. Aichi? What? Is something the matter? You were spacing out there for a bit. Aichi shook his head to dispel his daze. Damn it, this is no time to get all starry-eyed. You need to think of some way to keep her safe from the guy who was after her. Look, can you tell me what the heck is going on? Please, I need to know if I'm gonna help you. Right, okay. I'm not really sure where to begin. Hitomi looked down, lost in thought. What up, Vibrant? Lost in thought, all alone. Apparently, hers was a long story. Alright, she said at last. I guess I'll just explain things as they happened. Wait, hold up. Could you keep it as simple as you can? I mean, I'm not really the sharpest tool in the shed. Complicated explanations ain't exactly my strong suit. Okay, Hitomi chuckled. I'll try my best. She got comfortable and then started her story. And she explains the entire kidnapping, right? So last night, somebody abducted my sister. The kidnapper demanded that I make the ransom handoff personally. He told me to stand by the statue of Hachiko in Shibuya at 10 o'clock in the morning to make the exchange, so I did. And this man came by and took the attaché case with the money. And then afterwards, the other guy with the... Whoa, I'm sorry, hold up a second.
With the cane turned up and pointed his gun at me and...
Whoa, I'm sorry, hold up a second. Aichi suddenly lost the thread of the conversation. At times like this, you can press that to go back and reread what you've already seen. You can... Cool. Could you say that again, but like, simpler?
Huh? Sure.
I'm just having trouble following is all. I mean, is this the plot of some movie or soap opera?
No, that's not.
Or some kind of hidden camera show?
This is real. This really happened.
The look in Hitomi's eyes were dead serious. She's gotta be telling the truth. What would be the point of lying? He had seen the attaché case and the gunman himself. How much was the ransom, if you don't mind me asking? Hitomi hesitated.
50 million yen.
Oh, 50 million, so it's 500,000. Never mind.
She put a hell on her forehead.
Lol, Caitlin. Lol, Queen Cheese. Aichi gave a whistle of amazement.
The detectives told me that was typical amount for a kidnapper to ask for.
It's plenty, that's for sure. I guess there's good money in that sort of thing.
As soon as the words were out, he realized his blunder.
Sorry, I shouldn't have put it that way. He fidgeted awkwardly and Hitomi looked away. I'm an idiot, but okay, I think I get this kidnapping thing. So I'm guessing those guys who chased the guy who took the ransom were undercover cops. He played the scene in his head. But then, the kidnapper took the attaché case and ran, right? So if you're empty-handed, why did that guy with the cane come after you?
I'm honestly not sure.
Hitomi's words trailed off. It was clearly difficult for her to talk about. Anyway, we should probably get you to the police as soon as we...
No, we can't do that. Hitomi's tone was resolute. I can't take this to the police.
Why not? Huh? What's going on? Aichi waved for an answer, but none came. After a long and awkward silence, she stood up from her seat. I'm guessing that's what the guides told her, is if you talk to the police, your sister will die or something.
I really appreciate the help, but I should go now.
She gave Aichi a deep bow. No, hold on. What do you mean go? Go where? He hurried to intervene as she headed toward the door.
I don't want to cause you any more trouble. I'll figure the rest out on my own. Somehow.
Hey, I said hold on! Hitomi ignored him and opened the door, and their argument came to an abrupt halt. Oh god. This guy's not the foreigner. Standing there was the man with the cane. Oh, never mind, it was. It's the same guy. This guy's not a foreigner. His revolver in his hand. Well, I think we're gonna die. Is this another bad end? To be continued. What? To be continued? Aiji Endo's 10 o'clock story ends here. However, Shinya Kano still has more to do. Read along further in Kano's story. Well, okay, hold on. What happens? Let's do a different route. Let's do a different route. Let's see what happens there. Let's just get out of here. The would-be assassin was getting back to his feet. Aichi grabbed the girl by hand. Run! So much backward glance. Without so much as a backward glance, he led her beneath the railway overpass for the Yamato line. They needed to get as far away as possible. Fast. The best bet was to head towards the east side of the station. It was less crowded there. It would be easier to run. Don't worry, you can trust me. Dragging the hesitant girl behind him, he took off through the crowd. Suddenly it dawned on him he still had the trash bag in his other hand. You know, this thing's gonna be a real pain in my ass. But she paused just long enough to toss the trash into a garbage bin as they passed by the park, but took off again. Someone shouted from behind, "Stop right there!" As she looked back in alarm to see a stranger charging after them. It was one of the guys from the crowd who had just run after the attaché case snatcher. You gotta be kidding me, now he's chasing us? Whoever he was young and fit and gaining fast. Realizing the girl could never outrun this guy, Aichi stopped abruptly. Shielding her behind him, he turned to face the stranger. Is this... Kano? It's Kano! Why did you run off? Because you were chasing us! The other fellow eyed Aichi skeptically. Maybe he was a buddy of the man with the cane? Keeping his guard up, Aichi began to back away. Look, just let the good girl go. The guy was acting like he knew her. Aichi glanced back, but the girl only shook her head, wide-eyed. The other man's posture shifted, preparing to lunge, but as Aichi braced himself for a scuffle, something came crashing down upon the stranger's head. Yeah! His eyes wobbled and spun in their sockets, and he collapsed in a heap on the ground. And there, standing behind him, is a girl? Was the girl he helped out earlier, the one he saved from the hustlers. Oh god, saving him from the hustlers. She just knocked out a detective. she just totally knocked out Kano. Oh god. Well, somebody's going to jail. Hey, you're that girl from this morning. Are you okay? Next to the fallen pursuer's form was a rather thick book. She nodded toward it. He looked dangerous, so I just threw that at him. Oh yeah, thank you. This saves my bacon big time. It's the least I could do after the way you helped me earlier. Sure thing. You should probably get out of here before the guy comes to. Like, you said, he's probably dangerous. Right. Aichi scooped up the heavy book and handed it to the girl, who probably left the scene. We hit him with the dick diary. Now we better get out of here. The girl nodded. They started down the street, only to see the man with the cane round the corner and a few dozen meters ahead. Ugh, this is not good. The assassin had spotted them, and he hurried in their direction. This way! Aichi led the girl to a nearby alleyway, but this way's a dead end. Okay, yeah, we've seen this. Hold on, we've seen this. So we're just gonna kind of clear through this there. Unless I see something new. The girl just stood there. She's still scared. She's wetting herself. The assassin. But I... She looked at him. His put a gun on her. She's freaking out. He could hardly blame her. There was a whole bunch of stuff going on. There's guns flying everywhere. There's old man with canes. You know. Okay, sweetheart, hear me out. So we got to hear... Or so not actually. So it was Kano. Kano is the guy that got hit. So weird. There was two different ways. But by taking this way, Kano gets knocked out. That's interesting. So Kano gets knocked out by going this way, but the other way, we avoid hitting Kano in the head. So I might need to switch. So wait, does this still lead? Yeah, so it still leads to the proper way. So now we're on Route B, but because of that, Kano gets hit in the head. Let's tail the foreigner. Let's see what happens. The man darted down a narrow alleyway. Kano ran faster. The man sprinted through the side streets. Evidently, he knew his way around Shibuya pretty well. He noticed two people over by a trash pile. At first, they appeared to be a young couple. Then, looking more closely, he realized that the girl was Hitomi. Mr. Kuze have located Hitomi Ozawa. The couple took off running, the rough-looking guy dragging Hitomi by the hand. She's with a man in his 20s. It looks like he's being led away against her will.
Clarify, please.
Kuze demanded.
What's going on?
I'm not sure. Was this guy a member of some criminal group? It looked like the two were running away from something. All right, we'll handle the Sorry.
All right, we'll handle the foreigner. You go after Hitomi.
Ooh, enjoy the Greek food. Got it. Kano sprang into action. Stop right there. The young man glanced back at Kano, but rather than stopping, he picked up his speed, continuing to drag Hitomi along with him. She didn't seem quite able to keep up. Kano knew he could catch them. He tried to close the distance in a sprint. After a short distance, the young man stopped, realizing he couldn't outrun his pursuer. Interesting. Look at that girl. She's cute back there. Aya Kamiki. Interesting. Shielding Hitomi behind him, he glowered at Kano. Why did you run off? Kano demanded. Because you were chasing us. Hey, Mrs. Fantastic. What up? Blatant lie. People didn't just bolt like that without good reason. The young tough started edging away, keeping Hitomi behind him. Kano followed. Look, just let the girl grow. The guy glanced back at Hitomi. She shook her head fearfully. Maybe this troublemaker had warned her to keep her mouth shut. Ooh. Because of what the guy told her, she can't go back to the police. You've got this, Kano. Just don't let them out of your sight. 3, 2, gah. Gah! A sudden blow to the top of his head left him staggering. We just got knocked out. His eyes spun as he reeled with vertigo. There was a flapping sound and a vague black shape wheeled above him. Was that a crow? Nope, that's his dick diary. Stunning pain. Aw. It was the last thing Kano saw before his vision went dark. I'm sorry, Mrs. Vian. Bad end. My diary. Was that a crow? Wait. I'm missing bad end number 2? Hold on. Bad end number 2. So I need to go back here. Let's choose number 1. So that way we don't knock out Kano. Okay. Back over here, tailing the foreigner. Let's see what happens. The man darted down a narrow alleyway. Kano ran faster. The man sprinted through the side streets. Evidently, he knew his way around Shibuya pretty well. The man shot out onto a major thoroughfare, then bolted up a pedestrian bridge. Just where the heck was this guy heading? Halfway across the bridge, the man stopped abruptly. Cautious, Kano stopped as well. Look at that face! Height, roughly 190 centimeters. Dang, this guy could do, like, measurements? How tall is Sheeple? Mr. Kano. Look at that face. Wanna buy some... I don't know. That's the face that I'm imagining. He also has some crooked teeth. Dude really needs to see a dentist. This guy really needs to see a dentist. Weird. Age, 30s. Hair, dark brown. Clothing, all black. A moment later, the man flashed a triumphant sneer and he held up the attaché case. Before Kano could even yell stop, it was already too late. The man threw the attaché case down to the roadway below. No! Panicking, Kano peered over the railing. A man on a motorcycle was waiting beneath the bridge. I've been had. Kano bit his lip hard. Damn it! Kano sprinted back down the bridge, hearing the bike's engine roar into life. He had to make it in time. Descending the stairs 4 at a time, he leapt toward the roadway, but the bike sped out of reach and roared away in the direction of Yoyogi, leaving Kano in its dust. Looking back up at the overpass, he saw the man who'd thrown the attaché case running away. He handed the money off to someone else. He's currently on a motorcycle heading to Yoyogi. His report to Kuze complete. Kano slumped down in dismay. The cops had played right into the criminal's hands. Now the crooks were getting away, and people's lives were in danger. Was there any greater failure for a policeman? Staring off into the distance, where the man who'd thrown the case had disappeared, Kano gritted his teeth. Baby, baby, baby. At least you still have Ian's hoodie, though. Is that another bad end? Nope. To be continued. So we're just missing one ending. So we're just missing a bad ending somewhere. You finished reading both character stories for the hour of 10 o'clock. In 428, you'll make your way through all the protagonists' stories in parallel like this. Once everyone has reached the end of a given hour, the next hour can begin. So I guess this will just be maybe a stream of just the 10 o'clock hour? There's the other 3 characters. Can we drop the pleasantries? Sir, this is a waste of time. I've got work for you.
It's like totally bogus.
What makes any of this my crimes? Why was the guy about to hang himself? Hey, you want a brace? Completed the tutorial? Nice. You have your own hoodie but prefer vegans? Well, we're still missing ending 2. That's the thing. We need to find ending 2. Welcome to Shibuya. So now we got all of the characters. This is the end of the tutorial for this part of the story. You can read previous tutorial messages by the main menu. There's a lot of important info in there, so reread it closely. Now 428 has reached the 11 o'clock time block. You have 5 protagonists available. Whose story will you read first? So we got Kano, we got Aichi, we got Tama, we got Osawa, and we got Minorikawa. We also got a hat. We have a cat. Previous time blocks are shown above protagonist actions can only affect other protagonists within the same time block as indicated by the red circle on the chart. Decisions made in one time block do not impact storylines in different hours. If you get stuck, make sure to check decisions and jump points for the current time block. So right here, like, everyone's on the same page. Bunnies in a cup? I don't think we need bunny cups right now. I need to figure out how to get ending 2. Hold on. No. So, hold on. Did we get ending 2? I don't know if we got ending 2 or not. Let's go to approach the girl and see what we're missing here. Yeah. Bad ending list. This is the list of bad endings, so you can check for hints. This is why things ended badly as it did. Yeah. So we're missing 2 and 6. So we're missing 1 for Kano and 1 for Aichi. Well, let's just kind of go through things. So first, let's go for approach the girl. It ends with a bad end for us, and it ends for bad end here. So that's our first, like, bad ending. This time slot. Gotcha. Thank you, Travis. So next we're going to go approach the girl B, because we can't go any further there. I wish there's a way to, like, get the text to immediately show up on the screen. Okay, so first we got to dump the trash. What was the choice here? What's the deal? Okay, so let's start with... So we're still at A. Let's do... Okay, so so we're still at A, which leads to be continued, which is what we need. Here's the thing. This choice is right here, so this is about 10:35? 10:35 to 10:40, which means that this happens. Which is what we want. So what I need to do is I need to switch this to B. Let's see what happens then. I wish there was a way to, like... Does holding A do anything then? So we'll do another crazy day in Shibuya. That ends with a bad ending there and a bad ending there, so we can't do that. So we have to do A, and then we'll have to do B? Show the direction of my hand. Okay, A. Okay, so now we're still in a good mood. Taking her hand. Okay. Follow or not to follow? If we don't follow... What happens if we don't follow at this point? Hold on. There's just a lot that we have to figure it out. So let the other officers change. That ends the bad ending. Meanwhile, here... Let's see what's the deal is. This seems like an idea. Turn back around. Let's do A. Shocked her and asked what was going on, but she was making up his mind. A middle-aged man and man in a business suit. Yep. Okay, so we know what happens here. It's the guy with the cane. This game is interesting. I really, really like this game, but there's a lot that we have to consider. A revolver. We see that. Suddenly, a young man came running through the crowd. Seeing him, the man with the cane turned on his heel and vanished into the scramble. Something big was going down. Oh my gosh, Kato's face. What is all this? The young man was closing in on the girl, his expression grim. That guy's up to no good. As she sprang into motion. Hiya! Oh, poor Kano. Poor Kano. Getting just trashed. Leaping high, Aichi delivered a flying kick right between the man's shoulder blades. The guy went down but recovered surprisingly fast, spinning back to his feet to grapple with Aichi. What the hell is your problem? What the hell is your problem, man? Aichi snapped. The two stood staring each other down as the crowd swirled around them. Let go of me. Let go of me first. After you, let go of me. Sure. You first, pal. Don't you call me pal, man. Don't call me man, pal. Neither man was willing to yield. Fight, 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 fight. The crowd had parted to avoid the scuffle. Passerby were staring from all sides. Well, crap. Aichi got a sudden sinking feeling. What the hell am I even doing? Jumped in over my head as usual. His anger melted away. He loosened his grip. Without further argument, the other man let go of Aichi's jacket. Turning quickly away, the stranger hurried over to the statue of Hachiko, where he dropped to his knees dejected. The girl who'd been standing there was nowhere to be seen. Maybe this was the guy she'd been waiting on. The guy was clearly upset that she was missing. Aichi actually felt kinda bad for him. He decided it would be wise to leave while the guy's attention was elsewhere. Whew! He hurried back along to the road to his house. The wind had gone out of his sails and he didn't feel like cleaning up trash anymore. Oh well, guess I'll read some manga and go to bed. Better play it safe before the day got any worse. Another bad end. Bad end number 6, tussle with the stranger. Aichi's interference with the young man, who was Kano, disrupted the detective's sting. If Aichi hadn't acted on impulse when he saw Kano heading for Hitomi, things might have gone differently, but how can he make sure Kano doesn't return to the scramble and startle Aichi? The key lies further along in Kano's story. Well, we did good. Meanwhile, to follow or not to follow? So actually, if we finish this now, let's let the other officers handle. Welcome back, Jimsy. They broke off his pursuit, pointing the next wave of detectives to where the foreigner's direction. Kano was almost gotten close enough to get a good look at the guy's face, but if Kuze had ordered him to let the guy go, well, his boss should know what he was doing. The perp was someone else's problem now. Kano headed back to the scramble and took up to his post again. Hitomi was still standing at the handoff point, staring worriedly in the direction the suspect had fled. No doubt she was wondering why all of a sudden the police had decided to let the guy go. Kano jogged over to Hitomi, but before he could reassure her, Hiya! A sudden blow from behind sent him sprawling to the ground. Kano's mind floored with rage as he scrambled back to his feet. What the hell? He spun around to find himself grappling with a belligerent young man. What the hell is your problem? Kano snapped. What the hell is your problem? The stranger shot back. Let that go of me. You let go of me first. After you let go of me, sure. You first, pal. Don't you call me pal, man. Don't you call me man, pal. The crowd had begun to stare. Not good. Here he was, causing a scene in public, blowing his cover in the middle of an important case. This was neither the time nor place for some random dumb criminal. Even as he came to his senses, Kano felt the strength ebb from the stranger's grip. He pushed the man away and quickly turned back to Hitomi. She was gone. He scanned the area for any sign of her, but she had vanished without a trace. Kuze's mobile command center had also disappeared. What did I miss? The blood drained from Kano's face. The investigation had left him utterly behind. There wasn't even any signal on his radio. They must have switched frequencies while he was caught up in the tussle. Kano turned back to confront the troublemaker. He was gone too. Kano spun on his heel, searching, but the young man was nowhere in sight. The attaché case, Hitomi, the troublemaker, he lost all three. Right out of the starting gate, he bungled the entire operation. He should have left Tateno to look after Hitomi and gone after the attaché case himself. What the hell was he doing? Kano felt his self-confidence ebbing away like water. Maybe it's time to move back to the sticks. Maybe Tokyo's too fast-paced for a screw-up like me. He had no idea what to do next, and so he just stood there, frozen, already drafting his letter of resignation in his head. Poor Kano. In the first hour, he already technically resigned twice. Number 2, lost sight of the kidnapper. Kano lost sight of Hitomi because of the scuffle with Aichi Endo. If he had chased after the thief who took the attaché case, this probably wouldn't have happened. Go back to Kano's 10:30 timestamp and try making a different choice. Alright, so first thing we need to do is we will choose to follow. So we're just going to get back to 11. What time is it right now? You know what? I think we'll just end it once we get back to 11. Which we are. Pretty simple. All we had to do was switch one thing. So we got 5 characters now. So maybe I do just an hour per? Maybe I'll, I mean, we can keep going. Let's check out everybody. Let's get to like a bad end for every single character, and then we'll call it. Sound good? So let's start with Tama, because Tama's the cat. We'll go from there. Here's your cat! Little cat thing! Bye, Travis. Take it easy. Talk to you later. It's so hot. Look at that fluffy cat! It's so hot in this thing. Way too hot. I feel like I'm sitting in a sauna. Everyone else in the street looks nice and cool, but here I am getting treated to my very own personal midsummer heat wave. On top of that, I can barely see, I can barely breathe for that matter, but hey, what can I do? Huff huff, pant pant, huff huff, pant pant. Oh, I'm so thirsty. Some iced tea would be amazing right now.
I'm going to pass out from a dehydration at this rate. I may as well admit it. I underestimated how tough this would be. Who knew wearing a mascot costume could be so uncomfortable? A delicate young lady like myself has no business doing this sort of job. Also, playing as a girl. I suddenly have so much respect for the people in the superhero team shows. Like, can you imagine doing the action scenes in something like this? Heck, all I'm doing is standing here, and I'm this close to calling it quits. But I can't. I need the work. I need the money. This is no time to be a wuss. If I give up on this, what else am I possibly going to do? Check out the revolutionary new diet drink, Burning Hammer. I thrust a free sample towards the passerby while shouting as loud as I can. A free portion, usually quite small, of a product given out to consumers as a sales gimmick allows them to test the quality and effect of a cosmetic or health product prior to purchase, frequently referred to as a trial size or freebie version of the product. In addition to passing out free samples on the streets, some shops also create free samples for purchased products. Please note that simply taking a product without paying for it in order to test it is theft. Don't do it. Also, there's a woman in a bikini there. Come on and give it a try. Oh, it's no use. People just walk by, one after the other. They avoid looking at the sample. It's been like this ever since I started standing here. What gives? You'd figure at least one person would have taken a bottle by now. I mean, it's free, but I haven't managed to give away a single one. If this keeps up, there's no way I'm getting paid. And then this whole miserable experience will have all been for nothing. Just drink this and watch the pounds melt away! No exercise or dieting necessary! I can hear the desperation in my own voice. Just burn, 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 burn those pounds away! They're giving me cold looks now. They probably think I'm some shyster trying to offload dodgy product. It's that simple! That simple, folks! You just drink the weight away! I guarantee it! That'd be cool. A drink that makes you lose weight. Just glug, 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 glug. I'm skinny. Heck, this whole thing reeks of a scam to me, too. In other words, it seems extremely dubious or suspicious. The word scam, referring to a type of dishonest scheme, is actually of unknown origin. Several folk and terminologies have been proposed, including that it comes from a simple shortening of scandalous misdeeds, but these claims have little evidence to support them. Losing weight just by drinking some concoction is way too good to be true. But still, free is free. You'd think I'd be able to give one or two away. It's not like I'm not trying. Okay, pep talk time. You can do this. Think about the money. Just start with one bottle. Alright, I'm going to give this bottle away to the next person I see, no matter what. I close my eyes and gather my determination. I just need to get started, and the momentum will build from there. Alright, eyes open. Well, that's Sasayama and somebody else. There are two people walking my direction. Wait, two? Oh no, which one do I pick? If I keep waffling, they're both going to pass me by. I just need to hand this bottle off. Which one of these guys looks more likely to take it? Clutching the free sample in my furry fist, I try to force it off on the businessman to the left or force it off to the disheveled fellow to my right. Well, let's hand it out to Sasayama. Clutching the free sample in my furry fist, I try to force it off on the disheveled fellow to my right. To my surprise, he takes it. Huh? Huh? What's this? He asks, lifting the eyebrow as he looks at the bottle. I flap my fuzzy arms and strike a cute pose as I launch into my product pitch. It's Burning Hammer, the #1 new diet drink. Please, give it a try. No thanks, the man says. No, I'm good. I keep my arms held open wide and pretend didn't hear that at all. Oh, lol. Look, he says. I'm in a hurry. You should give this to someone else. He tries to hand the sample back to me, but I hold my ground. For a few moments, we are at a silent impasse. Maybe he's weirded out by my cat alter ego, holding it free-frame pose, because eventually he looks away, sips the bottle into his pocket, and walks off. Hey, he took it! I did it! I finally got someone to take one. But there are still so many samples left. My brief surge of excitement dies before he can finally even fully take hold. I wonder how the other mascot is doing about now. There's a sales demo happening today. There's a sales demo happening today at 1 o'clock in the Nokane building. Huh, looks like the chicken has handed out all kinds of samples. I don't get it. How come nobody is taking any of mine? What could I possibly be doing wrong? I look at the clock. It's a little after 11. My morning of wandering around hawking diet drinks is just about over. I need to get ready to head over to the sales demo. I'd love to take the costume off, but then I'd have to carry it. The samples I haven't given out are almost too heavy as it is. Oh well, I might not have gotten results, but I tried my best. I sure hope they don't withhold my pay or anything. Hey, what gives? You got that many left? The chicken speaks with a female voice. Yeah, I reply sheepishly. No one seems to want to take mine. Well, I mean, you are looking for the right targets. Huh? Like groups of girls or bored-looking older ladies. Those are the types that you gotta be gunning for, you know? Well, I haven't even considered that. Now that she says it, it seems so obvious. This is a diet drink, after all. Of course, I'm not gonna have any luck trying to force it off on random guys. Well, whatever, the chicken says. Here, give me the samples you got left. I hand over my samples, and the chicken dumps the whole lot into her basket. I'll drink what's ever's left so they don't find out you didn't pass them out, she says. Huh? Wait, like all of them? Yeah, all of them. The chicken sounds pretty confident in herself. These may just be sample-sized bottles, but still, they add up to a lot. I can feel myself on the brink of tears at the kindness of her offer. Thank you so much. That's a huge help. I bow deeply, which makes my mascot head wobble. Look at the Kamiki girl on the left. She's cute. Leaving the station behind, we head down Center Gai towards the Nokane building, a multi-tenant office building in Udagawacho, located in Center Gai, Shibuya's downtown district. In addition to hosting the weight loss drink sales demo, the building is also home to the foreign capital protection firm Japan's Cellcom, the IT mainstay Shibuya On-Net, Sun, video game developers Shinidai Tradeco, and Strikeback Labs, publisher of the monthly magazine Science Strikes Back, along with many other businesses. The Burning Hammer sales demo is going to be held there this afternoon. The job's supposed to pay 10,000 yen for the day, but if we can sell at least 100 bottles at the demo, they promised another 10,000 on top of that. I need to make sure I sell those 100 bottles. I need that 20,000 yen, and I need it ASAP. Okay, cat needs money. We arrive at the Nokane building, a rundown multi-tenant office complex. We head into the room where the Burning Hammer sales demo is taking place. There are already about 50 seats set out. I wonder how many people the free samples will pull in. A stage has been set up at the far end of the room. That's where I'm going to be standing, sipping Burning Hammer while explaining its effects to the customers. Hurry up and take that thing off. The chicken flaps her wings as she speaks. It's kind of early, but come on, let's have lunch. I'm starving. Now that she mentions it, I realize I'm pretty hungry myself. The demo's not starting for another 2 hours. I can't win a war against my stomach for that long. The chicken and I head to the waiting room where they set out our lunches for us. Is persona for Scramble? Nope. But how's it going, Ryalu? Mind getting my back real quick? The chicken asks. She arches her back towards me. Ladies and gentlemen, a cat and a chicken doing it. Oh, sure, just give me a sec. I try to unzip the back of the chicken suit, but my own suit's thick, fuzzy fingers have a hard time on it. What's the holdup? Come on, I'm immersing in this thing. Hurry up and get it off me. I've almost got it. It's just awkward with these mitts. Finally, I get hold of the zipper and yank it downward. Nice. So we get the costume off the chicken. Nice. A girl emerges with the chicken as if the chicken itself were an egg. She's so tired. Woo! I'm alive! Her red sweatshirt is drenched in sweat. Almost at once, she's kicking back and cooling off with a hand fan. Why the hell are you wearing a sweatshirt in that thing, girl? Sorry, but would you mind getting me too, I ask? Yeah, okay. I turn my back to the girl. I hear metal clicking behind me. At long last, I'm about to be free of this 5-ton fursuit. Huh? The girl murmurs awkwardly. Huh? What? A spike of anxiety hits me. What's wrong, I ask. Yeah, that's a no-go. Zipper's busted. Uh-oh. What? Yeah, sorry, this thing ain't coming off. What? My vision goes dark. Congratulations, you are now a cat. No. I tug desperately at the costume, but no luck. I'm trapped inside. Oh, what the crap? Ah, well, we can talk to the boss about it when he gets back, the girl says. I mean, it's not like we can just cut it off you with scissors or anything. She sounds entirely unconcerned. It's so unfair. I need to get out of this stuffy sweltering steam bath as soon as possible. How the hell is she gonna pee in that thing? Well, there's only one way to do that. All I could do was clench my fist in impotent rage. But anyway, good work out there today, the girl continues. I'm Chiriko Osugi, by the way. You can just call me Chiri. She smiles as she introduces herself. I mean, I'm a pretty cheery gal, after all. She breaks into a hearty guffaw. Oh, sure, I say. It's nice to meet you. Yeah, for sure. So I guess you're not going to be able to eat lunch in that getup, huh? Huh? God, that's right. What should I do? Don't sweat it. Just leave it to me. Huh? I'll eat both lunches myself. But our food. Also, look at what is that thing in the corner, the bottom right corner? That looks so fluffy. I want one. I want one really badly. Can I get one of those things? I don't know what it is, but I want it. Cheery doesn't even wait for me to reply before reaching for my lunch. It'd be a shame to let it go to waste, she says. She makes it sound like leftover food is a bigger concern than my hunger. I can feel my appetite stirring all the more as she devours my meal with a satisfied grin on her face. A faint, pathetic gurgle rises from my belly. It's just a cheap little prepackaged box lunch, but right now it looks like a feast. The cat head. Please give me some food! Can you stuff it in my mouth? So what's your name, Cheery asks? Your cheeks are still packed with rice. My name? Yeah. Oh, it's, as I struggle to think of an answer, my eyes are alight on the piece of tamagoyaki clutched between Cheery's chopsticks. A yellow slab of lightly grilled egg wobbles to and fro. I can see the inside from the way it's been sliced. It looks somewhat undercooked. Come on, what's your name? Right, Tama. It's Tama. Huh? You mean like the famous cat? Well, ain't that fitting? Cheery chortles and stuffs the piece of tamagoyaki into her mouth and then takes a big swig of iced tea. Anything, Sheeple? What? No, Sheeple is always. I'm a bit jealous. I'm beyond jealous. I wish I could gorge myself on those lunch boxes until I'm full of bursting. Heck, even a cold glass of iced tea would be a lifesaver right now. I'm so thirsty, I'm starting to get all dizzy. Maybe I really am getting dehydrated. This isn't good. If I don't do something, I'm going to pass out before the sales demo even starts. And then I remember something. The zipper down my back might be busted, but I can still take the head off, right? See? You guys said take the head off. Makes sense. That way, I'd at least be able to eat and drink stuff. All right, I decide to grab the head in both hands and yank it upwards with all my might. Rock my head back and forth, good and hard. Ask Cheery to assist me. Sorry, would you mind helping me pull my head off? Rock my head. I decide to rock my head back and forth, good and hard. What gives? It won't come free no matter how hard I try to buck it off. And to make things worse, now I've got this dull throbbing pain in the back of my head. Like I bumped my head somewhere, but I don't remember doing that recently. Cheery flashes me a curious look. What are you doing? She asks. I thought maybe I could at least get the head off. I tried pulling again, refusing to give up. That ain't gonna work. That thing's attached to the body. I slumped forward in defeat, face planting on the tabletop. No! Most folks would have been noticed that when they put it on, you know? Well, I didn't. The boss helped me get into this thing. Well, don't let it get you down, Cheery says. Here, drink some of this. She pulls a bottle with a straw from her bag and pours some of the tea into it. She can drink! In a fever of thirst, I jam the plastic straw through the mascot costume's mouth. Thankfully, it reaches as far as my own. Yay! I suck for all I'm worth. Well, I mean, yeah, at least she's drinking, but, you know, I suck and I suck and I suck. My body rejoices as the moisture returns to it, like rain coming to the desert. And thus I revive. Actually, it kind of does feel like I'm coming back to life. Oh, thank you so much. I'm never going to forget this as long as I live. With tears welling up in my eyes, I clutch Cheery's hands in my furry mitts. Oh, hey, I'm not the kind of person to abandon someone in need, you know, she replies. An embarrassed grin crosses her face. How come you're carrying this bottle around with you anyway, I ask. Oh, that's because I make my own protein juice. In Japan, the word protein is frequently used to refer to powdered health food supplement that contains vitamins and minerals as well as a protein component. It is dissolved in milk or another liquid to create a drink. A protein diet typically involves drinking a glass of this in place of a meal. Drinking it in place of tea would assuredly lead to weight gain. Protein juice? Never heard of it. I heard that if you have protein juice for one of your 3 meals a day, you'll lose weight. So yeah, I kind of need to keep it. Given Cheery's sort of, well, chubby frame, I don't think the protein's been working so great for her. I've been trying all sorts of stuff, but right now protein is totally the best thing for my diet. What we've walked into? Cats. The stuff, though. Cheery casts her eyes on the samples of burning hammer on the table. It's like totally bogus. Huh? Bogus? That's a surprise. Well, yeah, Cheery says. You've got to exercise if you want to burn body fat. And burn. The best way to burn fat is to engage in steady, low-intensity aerobic exercise. After roughly 20 minutes of such exercise, the body burns through its available blood sugar, and the brain sends signals to have fat brought into the bloodstream. This is how fat is burned. Anaerobic exercise, which leaves you panting and breathless, is not effective. She smacks herself on one flabby arm. I mean, there's no way you're gonna lose weight by taking in more calories. Huh, didn't she just say she was drinking protein juice to lose weight? I kept that thought to myself. I mean, that's all you can be. That'd be as ridiculous as all you can eat Kobe beef, she asks. She adds, she shakes her head seriously. I'm not sure about using all-you-can-eat anything as an example in a discussion about weight loss, but again, I keep the thought to myself. But hey, a job's a job, Cheery says after the moment, perking up again. They tell me to sell this junk and I sell it. A suddenly wailing comes from the other side of the door. Please, just give me time. I'll get it back to you. What the heck? Cheery says. Is that the boss? I nod. There's definitely Mr. Yanagishita's voice. He's the guy who hired me. Sidling up alongside Cheery, I very quietly open the door and take a peek inside. Mr. Yanagishita is down on his hands and knees, begging, while two uncouth-looking men glower at him. Just a little more time, that's all I ask, he pleads. Once I sell this stuff, I can pay you back. I see a tiny bottle of burning hammer in his hand. Just a little more, mimics the middle-aged fellow. I just gotta sell this. We've heard enough of that out of you. Yeah, the younger guy sneers. We ain't giving you any more time, so quit asking. But I really just need a little longer this time, please. Please, you got to believe me. Dude's got a nice fro. From the look of things, Mr. Yanagishita is dealing with some loan sharks. Though it seems obvious that this term refers to toothy predators of the deep, the word shark in this case actually has its origins in older Germanic word meaning parasite or someone who preys on others. The same word can rise to the terms pool shark and card shark. In the case of loan sharks, the initial mental image seems quite appropriate. Also, we are the sneakiest cat. Can we be real here? Guys, we're super stealthy. We're super stealthy. No one can see us. No one can see a giant cat head peering from the wall, from the side. And the two thugs are clearly in no room for his continued groveling. Cheery and I exchange a glance. It's probably best if we don't go out there right now. But now I'm really worried. And I'm actually going to get paid for this gig? As I'm pondering that, one of the men grabs Yanagishita by the nape of the neck and drags him to his feet. Come with us, pal. We'll take you someplace you can work off your debts. Say what? Mr. Yanagishita wails. The two men drag him away. Huh. Guess he's gone then, Cheery says. She's already started to pack up her things. Wait, what are you doing? I ask. Going home. Not much point sticking around. Going home? I mean, the demo sure ain't happening now. Anywho, it was nice working with you. See ya. Moments later, Cheery is out the door. Now what do I do? I've been left here all by myself. More or less at a total loss. Oh gosh, is this a bad ending? Oh gosh. Oh, that's so bad. Shifts over. Our poor feline friend isn't going to get paid now that those debt collectors showed up and dragged her boss away. If a certain someone hadn't told the thugs how to get to the Nokain building, they probably wouldn't have caught Yanagishita. The right decision happens at 11:15, but who has to make it? Okay. By the way, can we just point out the fact that Tama is now stuck in the cat suit and is not going to get paid at all? Alright, well that's all we're going to do for Tama for today. Let's go to Osawa next. Because like I said, we're going to get a bad ending for every single person, and then we're going to end off the stream. Wealth, status, honor. None of these mean anything to me. All I want is a peaceful life. To put worry behind me. To stay calm and serene. To be free of worldly concerns. Free at any cost. That's an old radio. A cheery rhythm pumped from the CD player set up against the sturdy wall. It was the latest hit from Aya Kamiki, the songwriter sensation who was blowing up the pop charts. Kenji Osawa reached for the stereo remote on his desktop. He ratcheted the volume up a little louder. So Osawa. He looked like the sort of man who'd be more interested in classical music, but in fact, he was a huge fan of the girl rock popular with middle schoolers. Closing his eyes, he swayed back and forth in time with the music, humming his favorite lyrics under his breath. But his movements faltered. It's no use. Aya's voice usually soothed whatever ailed him, but today even she couldn't help. Today, Osawa was a complete wreck, in both body and mind. Poor Osawa. What the hell? Mounds of paperwork were scattered across the desktop in his study, all of it about viruses and vaccines. It had only been a week since he returned from a business trip to his company's branch office in the US, and he was slated to go back in another week's time. It was a truly staggering amount of work he needed to go through while he was at home. He picked up one of the papers, glanced at it aimlessly, then tossed it back onto the desk. Slumping back in his chair, he let out a long, deep sigh. He was in no mental state to work right now. Is that viruses? What? A faint knock at the door barely roused him from his torpor. Director, may I come in? It was his vice director, Mamoru Tanaka. Sure, the door's open. Tanaka came into the study. I know it's not a great time, but Osawa could barely make out his words. He tapped the remote, lowering the volume of the music. Tanaka continued apologetically. A call came in from the lab. They're hoping for a response to the email they sent yesterday. I'm sure they don't need it today. Apparently they do need an answer as soon as possible, sir. I did ask them to give you some more time, but... I see, Osawa said wearily. Alright then. Tanaka dipped his head slightly and slipped out of the room. Hoodie's song is better? Hoodie's a pretty good song. This guy looks sad. Osawa contemplated his colleague. Tanaka was a man he could truly depend on. He has enough of his own work to do. He didn't need to come here again today, but he did. They'd been working in close concert ever since Osawa had gotten back to Japan. Without Tanaka's support, there was no way he would be in a mindset to do any work at all right now. Sliding up in his computer, Osawa opened his email program and started answering the work-related messages. He reported on his business travel expenses, offered his opinions on capital investments, requested confirmation on current medicinal stockpiles. He worked with bleak detachment. None of this meant anything to him right now. Then a new email appeared in his inbox. The sender was identified simply as A. The subject line read, 1 year ago, South Africa. The message body was blank, but there appeared to be multiple images attached. Ordinarily, Osawa would have deleted a message like this immediately, assuming that it contained some kind of virus. But the word South Africa drew his attention. Could this possibly be related to... He couldn't help but to wonder. For a long moment, he hovered the cursor over one of the image files. At last, as if spurred on by the upbeat rhythm in his ears, he double-clicked the mouse. Uh-oh. What is this? The grainy photograph showed a large room with a dozen or so people laid out in beds. It appeared to be some sort of medical ward. Osawa felt a strange flutter in his chest. He quickly opened another image. This one showed a close-up of one of the patients in his bed. Large red blotches cover his face. A large volume of blood appeared to be dripping from his ears and nostrils. A cold shudder ran up Osawa's spine. What the hell? These symptoms. Osawa opened up the remaining image files. Each new picture showed another of the patients. They all appeared to be teetering on the brink of death. There was no doubt about it. These people were infected with the UR virus. UR virus? The UR virus 1. The UR virus belongs to family Filoviridae, genus UR-like virus. It is a member of the same family as the Ebola virus and causes UR virus fulminant hemorrhagic fever. It is capable of airborne transmission, although an infected individual cannot pass on the infection before symptoms manifest. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, have assigned the virus to Risk Group 4, their classification for the most dangerous infectious agents. So it's a bioweapon. Interesting. But how? Questions tumbled through Osawa's mind. His fingers tapped out a quick message. He doubted he'd get a response, but he might as well try. Who are you? Where are these images from? Apparently from South Africa. That's a flower. The sheeple virus. Oh god, everyone's turning into sheeples. The Ur virus got its name from a Swahili word for flower. The Ur virus 2. Excuse me. The virus is roughly 90 nanometers to 110 nanometers in diameter and 500 nanometers to 700 nanometers long. Because of its pronounced sickle-shaped-like shape, it's sometimes known as the sickle of death. It possesses a viral envelope to the surface of which is coated with spike-shaped protein protuberances. 1 nanometer, 1 billionth of a meter. Dang, that's tiny. Supposedly, this was based on the fact that the propagated form of the virus resembled the petals of a flower. Despite the flowery name, however, the disease was anything but pretty. Uwa didn't just mean flower, it also meant to kill. And as the name suggested, the virus had a mortality rate of 100% in those it managed to affect. Oh my goodness, so that would kill everybody. Because most details regarding the Uwa virus have been suppressed, cases of an Uwa infection are largely unknown to the world at large. Because of all patients known to be infected with the virus on an official record have died within the short time frame, the mortality rate is given as 100%. As the incidence of known cases grows, the number may drop below 100%, but the mortality rate will likely remain extraordinarily high. Dang. Moreover, there was a very short incubation period between infection, the onset of symptoms, and death. Onset of symptoms, inhaled viral particles can spread from the lungs to the lymph nodes and from there disperse through the body. The virus propagates in several places, including liver cells and macrophagus, a component of the immune system, and destroys the endothelial cells within blood vessels.
Upon reaching the brain, it forms a neural sludge of blood mixed with other body fluids. Ew, that's terrible. Within roughly 12 hours, bleeding would set in throughout the body, everywhere but the bones and muscles, with lethal results. Due to its incredibly high mortality rate, the disease's very existence had been kept hidden from public knowledge. Osawa's computer chimed to signify the arrival of a new email. The sender was A, so the A responded. He hurried to open the message. Once again, the subject line read, 1 year ago, South Africa. Your crimes. Uh-oh. So Osawa created the Uwa virus? That's not good. Osawa stared at those two words. My crimes? That left him only with further questions. He looked again at the images from the previous email. What makes any of this my crimes? He could see that the patient's bleeding was severe. He estimated that several hours had passed since the onset of the disease. It wouldn't be long before their lives were cut short. To feel that agony, that suffering, and then to perish. Am I to blame for that? Another faint knock came at the door. Darling, do you have a moment? It was his wife, Ai. Not to be confused with Ai Makaze, but a different Ai, which means to love. Yes, come in. Give me a second. Osabe heard it because the email program. I just want to do this. I know it's going to be a bad ending, and I don't really mind. Yes, come in. Come see the death images on my place. Did you know that I did these? Oh, man, it was a wild time in South Africa. Oh, people bleeding from their eyeballs, their ears, their body. Literally, one guy's leg just blood everywhere. Oh, dear. It was great. I stepped into the study, the room filled with the scent of her perfume. Have you reconsidered the whole America thing? She asked. This again? Osawa thought suddenly to himself. Please, he said. Can we not discuss this right now? If not now, then when? You know this isn't a decision just to make on your own. On his latest business trip, a major American pharmaceutical firm had attempted to headhunt him, asking him to join them and to be among the top researchers in the world. The money and prestige held no interest for him, and he was reluctant to turn his back on Okoshi Pharmaceutical after his many years of service. The pharmaceutical company for which Kenji Osawa works is a major corporation with a solid sales network both domestically and internationally and an annual turnover of 1 trillion yen. It holds patents for several medications that are in demand worldwide and is influential at the Ministry of Health, Labor, and Welfare and other political institutions. The company employs roughly 7,000 people, including 600 researchers. You missed crazy stuff, Cassie. Nonetheless, he was intrigued by this offer. It would mean the chance to conduct his virus research in a much better funded environment. So his job is creating viruses. Gotcha. Taking this job would necessitate relocating to the US, however. When he mentioned the possibility of emigrating to Ai, she shot the idea down on the spot. Her opposition was understandable. Ai's father, Suguru Makino, was a member of Okoshi Pharmaceutical's board of directors. No way he was going to let Osawa jump ship to another company. Darling, please. I drew in closer to him. Think about it from my perspective. If you leave for America, what am I supposed to tell my father? He'd gotten so used to it, that grating whine of hers. Have you considered what might happen to Okoshi if you leave, dear? We can discuss this once all this is finished. Osawa kept his voice as level as he could. You do remember that you're a director, right? You do remember that you're a director, right? I said. You have responsibilities. Stop thinking about yourself so much. Aww. With a sour look, I turned and departed. Dang. Dude looks scared. Well, he had known that moving to America would never be a simple matter, regardless of what his wife thought about it. There was another reason, however, the antiviral agent that he had developed at Okoshi. A therapeutic drug used to treat viral infections. Examples include the drugs used against influenza and HIV. These treatments do not eliminate the infection, rather they simply inhibit the development of the disease. There are still many issues with such drugs, including the risk that treated viruses possess develop a resistance that makes the treatment ineffective. Academic institutions and pharmaceutical companies worldwide devote their tremendous resources to further advance the field of antiviral medicine. It's pretty bad. Dude does some scary shit, not gonna lie. After the UA virus was discovered, infectious disease research facilities worldwide had thrown themselves into a top-secret effort to develop a vaccine. Vaccines function by safely introducing a harmless or attenuated version of a virus or other pathogen into the human body, which triggers the body to produce antibodies against the pathogen, making it difficult for the dangerous version to take hold. Which is pretty cool. That's why anti-vaxxers are dumb as shit. but Makino had ordered Osawa to work on creating an antiviral agent, not a vaccine. A vaccine immunized the subject in order to prevent infection in the first place. Conversely, an antiviral agent could be used to treat patients already infected. So it's something that actively fights. So he's trying to create medicine that fights viruses by creating viruses. That doesn't seem good. It was a so-called wonder drug from combating the virus itself. Creating such a drug was far easier said than done. Developing the antiviral had been a long, arduous road. Interesting. Only after years of research had Osawa's team succeeded in identifying a substance that might qualify as an antiviral agent for UA. In theory, if it was administered during the virus's initial stages, 100% recovery could be attained. Data also suggested 80% survival rate for patients treated shortly after the onset of symptoms. Hey, Queen Cheese. Hey, Supernova. Welcome to Bioweapons. But there was a fatal flaw with the new antiviral agent. The side effects in the body were unusually potent. If it was administered in amounts beyond a certain threshold, it was linked to life-threatening complications. For a time, the research was at an impasse. It had seemed that the drug had to be administered in a high volume to combat the explosive propagation of the UA virus. But then Osawa had received some fortunate news. Okyushi Pharmaceuticals' nanotechnology branch had engineered a cutting-edge device known as the DDS. Nanotechnology is technology created and or operated on an extremely small scale, often measured in nanometers. There are 1 billion nanometers in a meteor. Some nanotech devices are literally regulated on the atomic level. The possibilities are ever expanding in practical fields such as medicines and materials science, and the United States is among the world leaders in the push for research and development. Also, nanomachines is what connects Date's eyeball Iba to his mouth, and the Somnium files. And DDS is the acronym for Drug Delivery System. Such a system administers ultramicroscopic drug capsules to a targeted area of the body. Osawa had jumped on it immediately. By administering his antiviral agent with the nanotech DDS, he was able to use smaller amounts of the drug to quash the UA virus with precision. DDS. Because a DDS can be used to deliver a drug with pinpoint precision, and only when it is needed, it has greatly reduced the side effects on even very potent drugs. The DDS developed by Okoshi Pharmaceutical utilizes advanced high-tech polymers, which ensure that the capsules containing the drug are fully broken down and eliminated from the body roughly 1 week after administration. So it enters in through like your shoulder or something, and it just travels to the spot and takes it out. It's pretty cool. Try the drug kit? Okay, sounds good. The procedure was a huge success. There was a marked increase in the drug's efficiency along with the expected decrease in adverse side effects. And adverse side effects, a pharmaceutical is said to have a positive effect if its use brings about the desired result when treating a medical condition. But many drugs create unwanted or unforeseen adverse effects as well. Given the extreme complexity of most drugs' interactions with the human body, nearly any medicine can have both positive and negative effects. So that's why if you guys take a pill or something to try to get some pain, you might feel a little bit drowsy. That's an adverse side effect. There's some really bad ones out there, but most of the ones just make you sleepy. The effects had been confirmed via animal testing on monkeys, and now the antiviral was ready for the final development stages, clinical trials on humans. Animal testing are experiments involving drugs or medical techniques tested on animals to confirm their safety before they are used on humans. The 1964 Declaration of Helsinki, which lays out ethical standards for human experimentation, advocates responsible animal testing, but many animal rights advocates regard such testing as a form of animal cruelty. I would agree. To be honest, that's animal cruelty. Hey, hi, Dory, how's it going? Clinical trials. When a new drug is being prepared for government approval after it has been tested on animals, it must pass tests on humans, clinical trials, that evaluate its safety and sustainability. Such tests are frequently conducted on both patients and healthy individuals. In Japan, the development of new drugs is often hindered by insufficient legal infrastructure for conducting clinical trials, resulting in a smaller knowledge base and fewer opportunities for testing. Hey, Kazoo, and yes, I do have glasses. How's it going? So, interesting with clinical trials, a lot of people can actually opt in to do clinical trials for new drugs. Essentially, you would have to be incredibly healthy. You have to pass a test, I believe, in order to be healthy or considered healthy. And when you are considered healthy, you take the drug and report any side effects as it occurs, and making sure it has no downside effects for healthy. You usually get paid a lot of money for this sort of stuff because it is very dangerous, because some side effects could be death, and if you just suddenly die, then yeah. But the very existence of this new wonder drug was still a secret. It's just a test, if the side effects help, hurts and such. They want to make sure that if somebody like accidentally inhales it, like let's say somebody's taking ibuprofen and then all of a sudden like a healthy person suddenly takes ibuprofen just not paying attention when they're trying to pick something else. They want to know what the side effects do. So no doubt Okoshi's leadership would be reluctant to see Osawa, the drug leader's researcher, transferred to another company. Still, it wasn't completely outside the realm of possibility. Once the antiviral was out of development and announced to the public, Osawa would be free and clear. For that very reason, he was loath to cause any friction over the drug right now. This anxiety only magnified his concern about the email he just received. That's an old phone. Oh my goodness. Osawa called up Tanaka over the intercom. There's something I wanted to show you. Could you come in here? He needed a second opinion, and Tanaka could be replied upon. Osawa opened the door, and the moment Tanaka knocked, he looked around before ushering his voice director inside. What's this about, sir? This. Osawa showed him one of the images. Tanaka's face went pale. It can't be. Tanaka clearly recognizes the symptoms of the UA virus. Any idea what this is about? Osawa asked. No, sir. These images were just emailed to me. The subject line says, 1 year ago, South Africa. That would put it around the same time as the most recent run of infections, wouldn't it, sir? But that information isn't... Tanaka trailed off. Osawa nodded. So the UA virus happened a year ago. Okay. The thing I don't understand is why these pictures were sent to me. Osawa opened the other email from A. The second message I got said that these pictures are my crimes. I'll look into this on my end, sir, Tanaka said. He hesitated uncomfortably. Sir, just to make sure I... Are you asking about what I think you're asking about? Osawa said. Tanaka gave a slight nod. Understood, Osawa said. Don't worry, I won't trouble you. I appreciate that, sir. Visibly relieved, Tanaka left the study. Nope, not that. UA is like a flower. Osawa brought up a folder marked UA virus on his screen. Within the folder were enlarged images of the virus itself. He double-clicked one of the images. It blew up on the monitor to reveal the pathogen in intricate detail. Okay. What does it look like? Interesting. A specimen of the UA virus was approximately 100 nanometers in diameter, so that little square thing that you guys can see in his glasses should be the pathogen, or the virus. 10,000 of them in line would take up barely a millimeter, but a single tiny variant upon entering the human body could become 2,000 in an hour. Dang. That speed of multiplication was nothing short of astonishing. So once the UA virus gets inside of you, it just immediately starts expanding and taking over your body. Even the Ebola virus had a typical incubation period of 7 days or so before infections developed symptoms. And if you guys don't know what Ebola is, it's a virus of a family Filoviridae that causes Ebola hemorrhagic fever. Currently, 5 characterized species are known: the Thai forest, Sudan, Ruston, Zaire, and Bundi Bigyo. Ebola is widely known for its high mortality rate, 53% for the Sudan form, 88% for the Zaire, but the Ruston variety, discovered in monkeys that had been brought into the US, had displayed no pathogenicity in humans. Flamatosis? Exactly. For influenza, it was 1 or 2, but the onset of the UA virus happened in mere 12 hours. Damn. So if you get the UA virus, you're fucked in a day. Remember when Ebola was a meme? Yeah, which is crazy, because Ebola is fucking deadly. Osawa viewed an image slideshow of the virus's propagation mechanism. It was a fascinating sight, no matter how many times he looked at it. Viruses existed to multiply, nothing more. They had no motives, no driving logic, nothing but simple multiplication. I found that whole Ebola was a meme to be just absolutely beyond stupid because people were dying. And even if they didn't know by what, the fact that they were like, oh, Ebola, what's gonna happen? It's like, really? Killing? Going crazy. Excuse me. To Osawa, that fact held a certain air of mystery. If viruses had emotions, how would they feel about their lives? Yeah, exactly, because they... I know I'm not family friendly. It's my thing. He had thrown himself into virus research in search of answers to questions like that. Answers that no man could truly know. His development of the antiviral agent had really been nothing more than another job responsibility. He felt no particular sense of duty to protect people from a killer virus. So he doesn't care if he kills people. So that's probably why it says his crimes. He was just happy for the chance to play around with the UA day after day. Another email arrived in his inbox. The sender? A. The subject line, 1 year ago, South Africa. Again, Osawa read the message. Do not look away. These are your crimes. This time, there were 4 images attached. Osawa proceeded to open each one in turn. The first shocked Osawa so much that he felt like he'd been punched in the head. One of the UA patients from the earlier images was being injected with something. No, Osawa muttered to himself. It can't be. The second image showed one of the infected hunched over in pain, vomiting up blood. The symptoms had already manifested, but Osawa thought he could see that some degree of life had come back into the patient's eyes. He rushed open the third image. So we can't see these. It used to be pretty family friendly. Well, that's because like I felt like I was being confined. Like I talked about this a little bit in like a previous stream, and I think even the update video, where I felt I was being confined to like the whole Splituber idea. And people were like, when you're a Splituber, you have to be family friendly, you have to be this, have to be that. And I felt like even when I wanted to do variety, people kept confining me into that, and I really hated that. So that's why I said, fuck it, I'm gonna be myself. If I cuss, I cuss. If I'm not family friendly, so be it. I just want to be myself. I don't want to be confined by this one idea. I'd like to be more of a variety gamer. I don't want to be just put into this one box and told to stick in this box. So that's why I'm like kind of at that. So but I just want to see these. I'm a little curious, not gonna lie, Queen Cheese. So just to bring you guys up to speed, so here's the thing with this game, you can ask me like, hey, what's going on, and I will explain it to the best of my ability. So like in this case, this game takes place over the set of a few hours. I don't really know how long at this point, but a few hours. I think it's 8 hours maybe, or 10 hours. And essentially we start off at 10 o'clock where a kidnapping suspect wants a ransom. We play as a detective as well as a different character, a garbage street thug, I guess you could say, where, excluding all bad endings, this foreign man takes the ransom and the detective chases after him in order to stop the ransom from being stolen. We chase after him, but we do lose him because he drops the case into a motorcycle. The motorcyclist gets away and the foreign man gets away. Alongside of that, the garbage guy stops from talking to the girl with the ransom, because if we did talk to him, if we did talk to the girl, we would have been arrested, or the garbage guy would have been arrested, and not the actual foreigner. Because we didn't choose to talk to her, we ended up saving her life as another assassin comes to try to kill her. Because of that, the garbage guy and the girl end up going into an abandoned house in order to talk about what's going on and why he saved her, and that's really where the story ends. Now it's 11 o'clock, and we don't know what's happened with these two at this point, but we do know that there's this cat girl who is stuck in a cat costume, and she's kind of just stuck in the cat costume. Her boss gets taken away by loan sharks, and she doesn't get paid, and she's stuck in the suit. That's all we know about her story. Right now we're playing an Osawa story, and Osawa is a head of a pharmaceutical company, and he's obsessed, it looks like, with making a virus that infects people and kills them in 12 hours. But he was trying to think of a way to protect it, but he seems to be too caught up in the fact that he wants to kill people with the virus. Currently it's 11:35, so there's only 25 minutes left in this hour, so we might be even just done with his in just one fell swoop. But a shroud of morgue piled high with corpses. The rictus of anguish on the dead faces made them look no longer human. Various fluids seeped from the eyes and nostrils. Oh my gosh. The lymph nodes were grotesquely swollen. Lymph nodes, smaller organs that function as part of a lymphatic system in mammals. When a foreign substance invades the body, the lymph nodes detect it, prompting the production of white blood cells such as lymphocytes and macrophages to consume the invader. A viral infection sometimes causes the lymph nodes to swell up as a result of increased activity. Affected area, lymph ducts, and lymph nodes. Just to also explain, the other thing about this game is that all 5 of these characters, they technically don't know each other. Right now, only Kano and Achi have interacted with each other. All 5 of these characters are crucial to solving the mystery as to why this kidnapped this girl's sister who got kidnapped, why her sister and her are really important to this mystery. All 5 of these characters are important to it, but there's numerous bad ends, and we already have a bad end stuck there with Tama the cat, so let's see what happens with Osawa. There were hospital beds, stained with massive amounts of blood and gastric fluids. Next came the 4th and final image. What the hell? Is that his wife? More corpses. They had badges affixed to their chests with various labels. 6 hours passed, 12 hours passed, and 18 hours passed. It looks as if someone had been attempting live trials with the antiviral agent. Osawa didn't consider the antiviral agent ready for release, but that was because his team hadn't conducted clinical trials on humans yet. But there was a good reason why such trials hadn't been conducted. There was no way to test the efficacy of a drug without an infected patient. To run a proper clinical trial, someone would first need to be infected with the UA virus. No matter how effective animal testing had been, if the drug proven ineffective on humans, that person would have been guaranteed a death sentence. It was unthinkable to run trials that involved such a deadly risk. And yet, as he looked over the images again and again, Osawa became certain. Without his knowledge, someone, presumably someone from Okoshi Pharmaceutical, had conducted human testing with the antiviral agent. Give up on what? Drawing me? I'm sorry, Cassie. The time markers on the corpses in the fourth image were surely there to mark the time elapsed since the onset of symptoms. A thorough trial would test the drug's effectiveness in those time frames. So somebody's doing human testing and killing people with his drug. Osawa slammed his fist on the desk, enraged. This was nothing short of vile human experimentation in the guise of clinical testing. The people responsible could not be allowed to get away with this. There was only one person Osawa could trust to keep this under wraps, his boss, Makino. He reached for his phone to call Makino, but he stopped short as soon as he picked up the receiver. He knew he was in no state of mind to have a calm, reasoned conversation right now. Turning to the CD player, he put on Aya Kamiki's latest album. Back to more music! Leaning back in his chair, he surrendered himself to her soothing tones. Bit by bit, he could feel himself returning into a calmer, emotional state. There had been a time when Osawa hadn't listened to music at all. In fact, he had no interest in the arts in general. Music, painting, cinema. This girl's cute, though. It was only due to a simple coincidence that he had found Aya Kamiki. His daughter had asked for a CD as a birthday present, so he swung by the store to pick one up. Since Kamiki's new album had just come out, there was a display for it in front of the shop. Something about the bright, colorful album packaging had drawn him in. After a time, Osawa could feel himself growing calmer. He took a nice deep breath. Then he dialed up Makino. He closed his eyes to try to banish his nerves completely. I think we should bandage up the nerves. Listen, man, he's freaking out. I think he needs to calm down. Calm the fuck down, man. First, he took a nice deep breath, then he closed his eyes and tried to banish his nerves completely. Inclining his head towards the music, he could feel the melody pervade his body. He could scarcely believe that he had been in a time when he hadn't cared about music. Surely something that had such a strong effect on the body and mind alike also conveyed a deeper meaning. Osawa let the positive energy flow through him, buoying his spirits. At last, when his mood had sufficiently calmed under the music's influence, Osawa reached for the handset. A study door opened and a stolid-faced man appeared in the doorway. I beg your pardon, Mr. Osawa. Would you mind coming to the living room for a moment? Oh, there's a lot of guys with computers. The detectives assembled in the living room all wore grave expressions. The room was brimming with tension, and Osawa felt it ramp up even further as he entered. What is this? He asked. Has something happened? The man who had come to find him turned to speak, hesitating at first. Yes, it turns out that your other daughter, Tomi, has been abducted by an unknown party. Osawa's daughters are Hitomi and Maria. How did I not see that? How did I not get that? They have the same last names, duh. But oh my gosh, they're related. Abducted? Osawa's mind whirled. What are you talking about? Maria's the one who's been abducted. No, sir, you don't understand. I'm saying that Hitomi has also been abducted in addition to Maria. Don't be ridiculous. The night before, his daughter Maria gets kidnapped, and this morning his other daughter Hitomi gets carried off when she goes to deliver the ransom. He never heard anything more outrageous in his life. We're sorry, sir. A detective was with her, but... The police went on to explain that Hitomi had somehow managed to end up all by herself, and while she was alone, several individuals had forced her into a car and driven off. Osawa could barely comprehend what they were saying. His mind was in a fog. The detective's words seemed to grow quieter and quieter. Osawa's strength drained from his body. His ability to process external stimuli began to drift far, far away. It's not possible. It can't be. Could no one keep them safe? Not me. Not anyone? My girls, Hitomi, Maria. It's not true. My name is now Shadow the Hedgehog. With Hitomi. This is all just a bad dream. Some kind of sick joke. It's not true. It's not. It's all just a bad dream. It's a lie. It's a twisted joke. Someone made this all. Stop it. Stop it saying this. I don't want to hear it. Tell me it's all a lie. Tell me it isn't true. Tell me now, please. Tell me this is a nightmare. Tell me, please. Tell me this isn't just true. It's not true. Slowly the ceiling began to spin. Then Osawa's vision went awash with white. Bad end. The worst case scenario. Osawa had a complete mental breakdown when he learned that not just one, but both of his daughters were kidnapped. But surely there has to be someone who can keep Atomi safe. She's been on the run with Aichi, but just what are they up to? The key to changing her fate and her father's lied with Aichi's decision at 11:05. Dang. Oops. I didn't mean to do that. Hold on. Let me go back to time. Back in time, please. Gosh. I think... That is crazy. Oh my gosh, it's almost 8:30. So I think I'm going to just stop it here. We'll do more of 11 o'clock as time goes on. But, Achi needs to keep her safe. We still got Kano. We need to learn who Minorikawa is. Gosh, there's gonna be so much that we're gonna have to decide on. That's the crazy thing. Well, 11 o'clock has just begun, so we'll find out more. This game is really fun, though. Can I be real? Excuse me. If we take a look at the bad endings list. List of bad endings, yeah. So we got 5, 6, 7. 11, we're missing a few. So we'll see which one it is. I mean, I wasn't gonna raid because I actually need to go get like food and everything. Plus, it's definitely there's not too much chat interaction there, so we're not. But if they're streaming tomorrow, we possibly can. Unless if you guys want to raid, because I don't believe there's like too many people here. But excuse me. Yeah, I usually like gauge chat interaction to figure out like how many people we have before we do any sort of raid. So, worst case scenario. So, I'll figure out also between like how many bad endings are in each one. That way we can go from there. But I think this is a fun game. I hope you guys have been enjoying it. Oops, that's not what I want to do. Excuse me. I hope you guys have been enjoying it, because I feel like this is a super fun game. That there's just a lot that we get to learn and get to do. So I'm super stoked to play more. This is made by the same ones. You finished game in phase 10? Nice, Baba. We're just about to end. But yeah, this is why I was streaming this after AI, because it's a visual novel that just goes absolutely crazy. And the cool thing with this one is that we have 5 characters that all interact with each other in different ways, which is very interesting indeed. So what we're gonna do is we still got one more stream happening tonight in about an hour and a half. We're gonna do some Dead by Daylight. Should be pretty good. I'm gonna see if Cube wants to join us with that one. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, I really hope that you guys have been enjoying 428 Shibuya Scramble. It's gonna be a lot of reading, so I need to have a lot more water on hand. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to streaming more of this. Same with Spore. So yeah, will this be a daily? This will not be daily, primarily because I don't want to put my throat through all of that. Because that's going to take a lot. I'm going to try to do this at least twice a week, is what I'm trying to do 428. Because I want to get 428 Shibuya Scramble done by the end of January. 100%. Spore is definitely not going to happen in 1 month. Spore, it's going to take a whole lot longer of a time. We still got a third game that's going to be streamed, too. So the third game, I already kind of talked about a little bit. But I think I've decided on which game that we're going to do. And people should be excited for that. That should be starting right after 900 sub special. So yeah, new game's coming. But I hope you guys have been looking forward to these new games. Honestly, this has been a lot of fun. I love how this game is centered. It takes a lot of thinking, and we get to live out this story and figure out what's going on. And I'll do my best to kind of at the beginning of every 428 Shibuya Scramble stream, I will explain everything that we know for each character. And I will not talk about any bad endings unless we got to a bad ending at the end of a route. So with Osawa and Futama, I will talk about their bad endings that we got to, but for Achi and Kano, I will just, or not Kano, fuck, what is his name? Dude, what's your name? I can't remember names anymore. What is your name? Oh, it is Kano. I was right. That's cool. Glad I was right. And we don't know anything about Midori Kawa, whatever his name is. So, but I'll go through everyone's list except for the green character. And yeah. But yeah. So yeah, we still got Dead by Daylight. That's pretty much it. I'm gonna get some food because I'm kind of starving, and I don't think they saved any food for me, but that's okay. I can make my own. Anyway, with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a wonderful day, night, morning, afternoon, and or evening. My name is Katathi, and I'll see you guys next time for more Brady Gaming. See you guys later. Peace. Bye, everyone.